Oh man, we're live on the internet. All right, compose yourself, Stubbs.
For real.
Let's get this together. How's it going, everybody? We're here for another episode of the RH Podcast. Today we have a really cool episode. We got, of course, Ban from Ban Unboxed with us. We have Mr. Rob, the Retro Tech Dad.
Hey, everyone.
He's adorable. And then, of course, our special guest today. We weren't going to have a guest today, just the love between the hosts. But last minute, we spoke to our friend Gamma, the Gamma Squeeze of GammaOS Acclaim. Yeah. And we said, hey, love to have you on the show. Let's talk about the Mini M. Let's talk about the RP5 and just talk about GammaOS and the roadmap, answer some questions. And he was like, I don't know, I'm kind of sleepy. You know, it's middle of the night over here in Scotland. I'm like, please. And then you said, okay. And here we are. So, sir, thank you. Welcome. First time to the show.
Hey, pleasure to be here, guys. Big fan.
No, you. I wish I had that Uno card somewhere.
Well, cool. Make one.
Right? So there's a lot of stuff. You know, the Retroid Pocket 5 all of a sudden is announced hot off the heels of the Mini. So we're like, wait, what in the world? The Mini M isn't the right chip, supposedly. It's another 3326, and so we're going to talk about that, and we'll be upset and sharing that catharsis with you all, and also talk about steps forward for the brand, and hopefully the M Plus is better, but we'll see. And then also we're going to be talking about games of the month, games we've been playing, a new PowKiddy handheld. That's right, they're following up on the V10. And then lastly, just hang out with our buddy Gamma and dig into it. So is anyone else surprised that it is not literally DJ Khaled right now on the screen with us?
I was going to say it.
Yeah.
I think we got something better than DJ Khaled.
Better. Honestly,
yeah.
Much
more
better.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah.
Well, if you haven't noticed, I've got DJ Khaled right behind me. He's motivating me.
Really?
So, plenty of motivation for at least an hour anyway.
Let's full screen Gamma there. That's
Oh, dear.
we see that.
Wait, that's not Gamma.
That's not. No, I'm not a dev. We learned that from Pickle OS.
I love your makeup too, Stubbs. Beautiful.
Okay, now, yes. First of all, look at DJ Khaled back there, just rocking out in your living room. That's a badass living room, by the way.
That is actually DJ Khaled's house. That's what
You
happened.
in his house right now?
Yeah.
Maybe
Is that your brother?
I'm just talking on his behalf.
Is he ordering a lobster over there?
Maybe. Disappeared. Bring out the lobster.
Well, Rob's not wrong. Yes, I maybe look a little rosy in the face, and it's for a good reason. My daughter asked me today if she could put makeup on me to practice with her makeup kit, and I said, "Okay, honey." I said, "I have a show to do. I've just got to wash it off later. Don't be offended." And she said, "Okay." You know how hard it is to wash off makeup? I tried to wash it all. I had blush and eyeliner, and she did the whole thing. I had different colored eyelids, and it couldn't get it all off, and so I'm a little bit. Well, I've done my hair and makeup for the show today, anyways. So. I don't know what to say about
beautiful.
That. Thank you, Rob. Now, guys, do you want to talk about what we've been playing this week? So, I don't know about you, but I've still been on a kick on the Messenger, and I've actually still been playing it, mainly on the MSI Claw, but also the Ally X. And yes, that's right, the infamous Claw. Also playing Wave Race 64 because it makes me think of Rob on my XXV. I'm
so glad that won. I'm so glad.
Right?
It's awesome. Such a good game. The water physics still impress me to this day. It's mind-blowing how good they are.
Well, I built my Wave Racer person. I built a custom one in the game, and I put a lot of stuff into the handling, just the handling of the craft, and less into speed and all that. Man, I swear I got the perfect combination going, and so it's just very satisfying to get through the levels of the game. So I'm really enjoying Wave Race. And honestly, now that all this kerfuffle around the Mini M, I'm picking it up again just to see, like, okay, but what are the bounds, that we're sticking in with this? If we know it's a 3326, what can you do? And so I want to play some of the games of the month, this month on this one. That's kind of me. I don't know, Ban, what about you?
I haven't really, just like you, I haven't really been changing up what I've been playing. I'm still playing AKNES I don't even know how to say it anymore.
Axel.
AKLotl, basically. Mostly I've been playing it on the Lenovo Legion Go, but I did try and use the 1X Fly a little bit this week.
Ooh.
It's
Ooh,
not quite as good, honestly. because,
really?
The sticks on the Legion Go have a little bit more travel, and since it's a twin stick shooter,
Mhm.
you kind of need that a little bit more. Otherwise, I mean, I've been okay with the 1X Flights. I'm not a fan of the texture on the back though. It's weird.
I still want to try the 1X Fly, honestly, and some of those Amazon sales on it have been very tempting lately, but I've held off so far. I've not engaged.
If I didn't get like a killer deal on this, I would not have bought it myself.
What'd you get it for?
I paid $450
Get out of here.
That's a good price.
USD,
USD. 30
shipping included.
shipping included.
Oh,
30,
get out of here.
32 gigs, 1 terabyte
Ah.
storage.
Get out of here.
Perfect.
Man, come
I
on,
love it.
man.
I am here for a
Oh,
good deal.
That's a good deal.
And that's
Yeah,
it.
that's a good
That
deal.
is a good deal. The 1X Fly, you guys keep tempting me with it, and you keep
Mm.
taunting me with it, and
But
one
I'm
of
a
these
bit
days.
disappointed because we haven't dethroned the Loki for him yet.
Yeah, that's really what I'm trying to do, is just find something that'll take over from the Loki for me. Actually, that's true. I did get the homie discount.
If you are offered a 1X Fly for $400, anybody out there, I don't care what, if you're even into this hobby, you take that deal. That is
You do.
That is
Yeah.
a good deal.
You know what you could
Is
do on
that the
that?
7840U version? Well,
Yeah.
I guess they only made a 7040U version. Yeah,
They ditched it after that.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's a
Mm.
bummer. I actually
Wow.
liked it quite a bit.
A lot of respect, man. A lot of respect. Yeah, I'm glad you hopped on that. That's good.
I mean,
Maybe-
lot
Hey,
of
so you don't love it? You don't love it, so you want to resell it,
I-
right? To me
well,
for less.
I-
so.
I like it. I like the size.
your-
It's only barely
I'm your best.
larger.
I'm your friend. I'm one of your friends. I hope.
You hope. There's the keyword. But yeah, I mean, I like the size. It's not even much larger than the Loki, but it's got a larger screen. So maybe we'll see.
Okay. All right. Well, let me buy my GPD XD Plus back from you, and then also the
Oh,
one.
they did make an 8840U.
Oh, well, there you go. See, you need to upgrade to this one. You don't need that silly 7840U for $350 plus shipping.
Its shipping's 100. Sorry.
What for that? That weighs 5 pounds at most with the box, with everything, all in.
It's a big box.
I'll take that Sonic in the shape of a Sonic handheld behind you.
I like how that's what you said you'd take, and not like.
Well, I'm gonna be honest. That's the most eye pop. Hey, look at the giant nubs. Jesus, did you print my nubs at 10x scale?
Close 8x. They're 800. They're 800% size. I needed a nub for this.
It's a case for it.
I thought this was huge. This is like 6x, 7x. I don't know.
Man's
They're
got bigger
big.
nubs than you.
So either I've got small hands.
Oh, that's insane.
It's like, I mean,
Hey, live chat. How's everybody doing out there? People listening at home, are you confused and concerned yet? We'll get there.
if you're concerned, I would point you towards the like spiky.
Oh, we lost it.
My nubs.
We're gonna
killed
have
him.
to do a cease and desist on ban here.
The ring took another accident, I guess.
Oh no. Well,
Yeah.
good games list. Thanks for sharing. How about you, Mr. Tech Dad?
Mostly just my Ally X and continuing some Black Myth Wukong. A lot of PS3 testing on this guy, and yeah,
Cool.
that's really about it. So I've been busy with the Ally X. I have a pretty deep video coming out with this thing, so I'm pretty excited about it.
Two things, Rob, to follow up on that. I need to see your backdrop real quick because I got to call out one thing about your backdrop right now.
Uh-oh.
That middle shelf of all white handhelds
Oh,
is,
yeah.
Is a thing of beauty. That is
Oh, yeah.
art.
Oh, I
That is
didn't.
I
art.
noticed it a few weeks ago, but I've been redoing stuff in the background. So
I'm
It
trying
is amazing.
I'm trying to figure out which devices are back there. I know
I couldn't believe you figured out the first one. I was like, wow, that's an obscure one.
there's a
That's a
Z
Z
Pocket game.
Yeah, Z Pocket game. Then it's
I can see the Ally.
a white Trim UI
It's an
Smart
Ally,
Pro
yeah.
behind it,
Oh, that's what that is.
right?
Yep, that's trip. That's
Is
the trip
there-
UI. Yeah,
Is there an Odin 2 Pro behind that?
there is an Odin 2.
And then
And
is
then
that
my old Loki, my old AYANEO Loki, right? The white one.
no,
no.
it's not on the
G
stack.
Cloud?
It will be at the stack at some point,
It's
but
the
no,
G Cloud.
no.
What? It's
G
that like
Cloud was there. I'm messing around with it.
it's
so.
like that top like black like
Yeah.
little piece. Is it the Absolute?
No,
Ah,
no.
that's the
Let's
one
see,
I
let's
can't.
see if chat can figure it out. It's got black shoulder buttons on it, but it's a whitish handheld.
Oh, it's gonna drive me crazy. Wait, is that a Win 600?
Yes, it is. You got it.
What? Oh,
Yes.
oh,
Okay.
that was
Absolutely.
the biggest. That was the biggest dopamine hit I gotten all day, to be honest. Wow.
That's
Well,
great.
The only thing behind you that should not be behind you is the E5.
Oh yeah, on its stand too. I love that.
Ah,
The handheld is perfect for the handheld of the month, for e-waste handheld of the month.
yeah, it is E-Waste.
absolutely perfect. It's
Rob, I gotta step up my backdrop game, man. This is S tier. You've really gone above and beyond here. Okay,
Oh, I'm
now-
not done yet. I got some cool.
Well-
Stuff I'm gonna put back there.
well, the second thing I was gonna say was, so Wukong, you've been playing that. I finally
Yeah,
watched some
it's
trailers
cool.
on that, and I kind of get it now. I want to purchase it, but it's $60. So I'm waiting for a discount code or something.
Yeah.
But it looks pretty sweet. So
Hmm.
glad to hear it.
Yeah, I got it on pre-sale before it came out, so I paid like 50-ish, but it's been worth it for me. I've been having fun with that game.
Okay, more to come on that. Thank you for your answers, Mr. Gamma.
Hmm.
What you got
Hello.
going on? What have you been playing on? What have you been playing on it?
Well, I've been on vacation for the last week in Istanbul, but I took this with me, the OG GammaOS device, the 405M. And I've been playing this. I've been going through a kind of phase playing kind of custom ROM hacks, etc., bang games. And the latest one I'm playing is Crash Bandicoot Back in Time, which is kind of a remake of the original OG Crash Bandicoots. It's kind of a mash of all the first 3 Crash Bandicoots. Really, really interesting game. Quite challenging.
You have to get
But
the
yeah.
jump timing so right on that, right?
Oh yeah. Oh,
Just-
absolutely. So, in fact, I was struggling with it, so I actually hacked the driver a little bit further, so I had better response times on this. So, I've got improved analog motion on this now. But the other thing is, like, all the shortcuts, they seem to be going 10 times faster. So, if I were to go back home, it's like literally pressing a button. I'm going
Well-
back home. It's crazy.
Not only do you make using the handheld easier, with your software, but the battery life gains that you saw on the 405M are
Oh, yeah.
ridiculous because you're probably not
What you
charging
pay
that
for
more than once a
device
week.
was crazy. Yeah.
So, I took this on holiday, didn't charge it for the
Yeah.
week. There you go.
I haven't been exaggerating. A week.
I'm not a week.
I
right?
know. I
Probably
thought I
saving
was.
loads.
I thought I was.
So,
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Just
Oh,
Gamma
good
makes
stuff.
things better, but that's a good solid game list there. I know you were showing earlier before the show, you were showing the purple unicorn.
Oh,
Have you been playing on that at all?
that color is so beautiful. I
I
love
have.
that color.
so I've been messing with it. I've actually put GammaOS on it, but this is the
Ah.
OG firmware,
Oh,
Android 12. So I'm actually working on bringing Android 13 to these devices with updated features on there and performance. But yeah, I've been trying some emulation on the Switch here, Super Mario RPG, and been messing with the drivers, etc. So getting a pretty decent frame rate, about 0.75x resolution. So started the game on that. Unfortunately, my actual Switch that I do have was destroyed by my 4-year-old when he
Oh, no.
decided that. Yeah, he decided he could give it a bath, right? Oh, my Switch is dirty,
no.
right? There you go, boom, right? So that's gone. So I'm glad.
you're
I
gonna
thought-
need to build an unbricker.
Oh well, yeah, a hell of a unbreaker indeed. But I will say it's kind of interesting playing a 16:9 aspect ratio game on a 1:1 display. The black bars are unbelievable. I'm not sure whether
You can always just stretch it, just like
You
Stubbs does.
could.
Oh my god!
Um,
I've seen you stretch stuff, Stubbs. PSP games on a 1:1.
Well, you know me. I like to stretch it.
You gotta make
so.
use of the full screen that's there. You know. I
Well,
get
I
the
pay for the
real estate.
pixels. I'll use all the pixels, right?
Yeah, you're paying for those
Listen,
pixels. You might as
listen.
well
This is what I
use them.
say. This is what I have to say. Listen, as a dad, as a here we upcoming middle-aged father here, already a father. I figure I expand and contract in my body, in my physical body, from eating too much and not eating enough, whatever it is throughout the year. Like, so my game characters, what's the big deal if we stretch them out a bit? Maybe they had a bit too much ice cream. They're a little bloated for the day. Yeah, then they've been on a good gym workout and diet, and then make them smaller. And that's how we justify the aspect ratios to ourselves. That's
There's
how we
no
could.
body shaming here.
There's no body shaming. Why is pixel shaming any worse, any better than that? So, sorry, Rob.
Love it.
It's a hot take. I know.
Oh no, I'm just laughing at Andrew trolling in the comments.
Andrew's always trolling.
In my PNAS, my Ugreen NAS sync now. I forgot to say my Ugreen NAS sync was the third device I've been playing on because I'm running a RetroArch server and I'm streaming it to my devices. I have a video coming out
That's
tomorrow,
pretty
by the
cool.
way. Check it out. But yes, it's the PNAS, and it does get it's 12 terabytes, and it's a lot of space, and you can store a lot of games, and you can stream them and play them. So yeah, the Ugreen NAS sync 4800 DXP Plus. It's in the description if you're interested. Okay. Anyways, yes, hello, Zoo. Hello, Zoo.
I agree with
Stubborn
Zoo.
Pixel. Well, it's your opinion. Hey, what's next? Let's see. What do we got going on today? Game of the month. We're here for another one. Serene September, it's called. So basically, chill games for September. And Team Retro here has put together an awesome summarization on our website of the games this month. Not only do we have Wave Race 64, like we were talking about earlier, but we're also getting the chance to play a puzzle game, Bust a Move, or Puzzle Bobble, which is a Neo Geo game. So you can run this on just about everything. And what else? And the third game was, what we got there, producer Sony, Katamari. Yes.
Oh, that's
So
the good one.
PS2,
Such a great game.
Switch,
man.
PC. Never thought to sit down and beat this game, but it's very chill, and it goes with the music. The na 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 na. It's so relaxing.
Oh, the
Just like,
soundtrack is just unbelievably on point in this game.
Wait until I listen to
fits
it on
the
the
entire
claw.
theme of the game perfectly.
Just wait, Rob. Have you tried the speakers on your claw yet?
Oh yeah, ever since you've been talking so much about it, I've been
You
kind
know
of
what I'm-
messing around with it
Did
again.
you feel it? You feel it in your hands?
Yeah, I told you I wanted to feel it. Like I saw
Yeah.
Twisters over the weekend, and I want to have
like
my
virtual
whole
reality
head shake from
in
the
your
MSI
hands.
claw.
Did it happen? Did you understand what I've been saying?
Oh yeah. Those speakers are crazy.
Can I get a good look, full screen look on your face of what you feel about it? This is how Rob feels about the speakers.
Oh,
Okay, pretend I'm the MSI claw. We're
I'm
very
getting kicked out
strange.
of bed because of how much shaking that thing is doing.
Yeah, we're very strange. It's okay, everybody. We'll get there. So hop in our Discord, play some games, win yourself some sweet RH points, and get some swag. And play some old classic games. Take a picture of your end game screenshot, tag Rapid99 in our Discord, and get yourself hooked up. Not too bad. I'm not totally stoked on the games this month. I got to be honest. They're kind of the Wave Race. I think is awesome, but the other one, I don't know. I'm not like jumping up and down for them, but they are chill games.
You need to play every entry in the Katamari franchise.
Okay, I've only played the first one.
It's
You've
not
got like
choice.
at least 10 games to go through. That's cool though, you know.
You know what? Katamari is a good stick testing game, right? Because you got to use both sticks to roll your character in the different directions, right? So, okay.
So you won't be able to play it on on a single stick device. That would be interesting.
Yeah,
No.
I've never actually played Katamari, so
What?
but yeah.
You got to
I've
try
got a
it.
huge backlog of
Yes.
games, right?
Right, dude. The sticks are great on the Unicorn. You should try it on the Unicorn.
Oh, yeah, I was trying the sticks. Actually, they are pretty.
The
decent.
Unicorn could play a good amount of them too. That's the thing.
Yeah.
You're not
What's
gonna have-
interesting about Unicorn is I've noticed the performance seems to be a little bit better than the KTR one. I'm probably deciding
Really?
out here from initial testing.
Oh, okay.
I'm not really sure why, but I'm still looking into it.
Do you you're not going to have to make any sort of stick fix at all for the Unicorn, which is great.
No, I think for most part the sticks are fine. There seems to be a little bit of a dead zone snapping, but it's so minor. I don't think anybody's really going to notice.
No, there is, and that's right. I forgot about that because you go into the joystick calibration app and then dial it in a bit, and then it sets it, and you no more worries on that. But I suppose if GammaOS could offer sort of that out of the box, although I don't know if it's different per unit, the variants.
Yeah, so this is the challenge with custom firmware on Android. It's very
satisfying.
difficult. Yeah. Oh,
This
it's
is
very difficult to standardize things there. Oh, this looks great. I need to play this.
It's just
You're just-
ridiculous. This
you're
is the
just
most
collecting.
Japanese game out there. Like one of the most Japanese games.
And if you're looking for something like modern that's similar to it, Donut County is also a really good game.
Oh yeah, that's a great recommendation.
It's basically like this, but you make a gigantic hole.
You just suck everything into the hole. It's great.
Yeah, it's like your big sticky ball, and you're just sort of accumulating stuff
Yeah, but
as
you
you're
keep
rolling
getting
around.
bigger,
You
and
get
it's
bigger
just-
and bigger, and you beat the level. Oh, this is very satisfying. I forgot how satisfying this game looks.
But there's all the little details too that are just absolutely hilarious in this game as well. It's just it's so good.
I hope our YouTube like AI short spot captures this moment from the show right now for like the short to put out, because this is just. But we need to combine it with like entertaining dialogue though, so I need to stop watching the screen. This is gonna.
Well, the cool thing about this game is like back when it came out on PS2, Namco wasn't so sure about it, so they released it in North America for $20, and I think that was partly how it took off in the US at least. So it's kind of interesting. It was like a test experiment for them, and it ended up doing very well for them. You know, it's been a whole bunch of entries in the franchise, so it's kind of cool.
That's rad. Okay.
I think I paid $20 for the remake too. So I mean, not much changes.
Not much does, including unfortunately sometimes
I've noticed that both Aish and Zoo have issues with the controls in Katamari. You know, that sounds like a skill issue to me, but I'm just you know, I don't want to point to that, but that's what it feels like to me.
I will point to it.
I can admit on their behalf when they're wrong. And I would say Ape Escape has tougher dual stick control than Katamari, personally. I think. That's why I'm not good at that game.
I love it. I'm getting Zoo all riled up in chat. It's great.
Well, he's not on the show. He can't talk back. It's great, you know. That's what's great about being on the show. It's our one spot to sort of finally escape Zoo. Yeah, out Zoo. Zoo. Well, we love our Zoo. Oh, there he is. Remember that time he came on with that video and he was like, "Hey, listen," and he started drinking pickles and all.
That's stern but fair.
Anyways, I don't know how he does that. Let's get into enough lollygagging around. We're all having a great time, having fun. I'm full of rosy cheeks over here. Listen, we got to talk about something serious because, hey, this is serious. MagicX, beloved Sean from MagicX, said, it's not a 3326 possibly, but I got to check with my box, with my boss, not my box. And there's just been, this is a serious topic, so we'll get into it, but there's just been a lot of controversy over this over the last few days here. All of a sudden, it's detectives in our Discord said, hey, we believe this to be a low bind 3326, which is the main detective is right above me right here, DJ Khaled, of course. And you did testing for weeks, right? And you thought it was a G50, right? And it turned out to be a G31 GPU. And then you said this must be a 3326.
Yeah, so it's really interesting. So just
Crazy.
before I went on holiday, been hacking at the kernel because I'm trying to figure out, right, how do we unlock this beast? You know, we think we've got all this untapped potential. And I'm really excited. I'm thinking, oh, yeah, okay, this is going to be the most amazing micro handheld. You've got the perfect stick, screen, everything I need. So there I am hacking away at it, and I'm not really making any progress. I get, a little bit forward, but then I kind of hit a brick wall. My device is unstable, And then the worst of it was, right, so I did a UART serial port. I tried to solder the pins. I ended up basically causing my Mini to squeal. I think I ended up bridging something, so I don't even have debug serial properly. So at that point, I'm kind of working on it blind. So, okay, I release something, I go on holiday, I come back, and I take another look at it again. And, same result again, right? I'm not really moving any further forward. And then somebody asked the question in Discord, right, on the MagicX channel, hey, does this chip look right to you? Now, suddenly a light bulb moment went off in my head. And I thought, well, okay, let me take a further look into this. So a couple of things, the voltages the CPU's running at, it's insanely high for what should be a 3562 or 3566 even, right? I'm like, okay, that's red flag number one. The firmware package, we've got custom firmware developers like Moto and Sean Inman, right? MinUI, PlumOS. And they've discovered that there's variables that have been masked that kind of misrepresent what speed the CPU is running at. So at least on the stock firmware. Red flag number two. And then finally, I take a look into the GPU because I realized I looked at the kernel source code. You can't fake that. And so as a test, what I did was I actually grabbed the kernel from a different device, 351V for Amber Lake, right?
Yeah.
Put that onto the device and then queried everything. And it came back basically confirming it's a G31 GPU. Confirmed my suspicions at that point. Right, okay, this isn't right. This is definitely, at the very least, a 3326. And, considering the fact that we can basically plug our OS in there without, very minimal modifications, kind of just confirms that for me, right? You can't really put an ArcOS 3326 OS on a 3566, for example. It just wouldn't boot. It boots absolutely fine on this, right?
Oh man!
So I'm sitting there thinking, right, I've just wasted weeks of time on this thing. But hey,
you could have. Well, in that, it's like if they would have, did they know about this? I think that's like some people are putting blind faith and trust in the fact that Sean, their community rep, has been very transparent and has a good track record in our community. But MagicX as an entity, well, this is only their second device, and 2 for 2, they've had scandals now because the first one, the XU10, the RAM wasn't accurate. They lied about that. Or also the chip was not a 3326S. It was just a 3326 that's been a little bit overclocked, right? And so here we are again on the Mini M. It turns out, once again, this is just a 3326 again. It's not a 3562. It's not going to be getting you moving the needle as far as performance in these various systems. And so as customers, we're just completely like, what the hell? A lot of people want refunds right now, which is understandable. MagicX has said, okay, we're going to give you $15 coupons for the next time you support us on, if you bought an M, bring that coupon, you can buy an M Plus, which is the same device with actually a real better chip. But do we trust them? Do we trust them the third time to get it right? Or is it like enough is enough? This is complete deception. And then you have a third party in this that makes it even more complicated because MagicX claims it's not them. They didn't know about this, that it's their partner, their developer partner that gives them these chips, right? The 3326 chips that they've been getting, who sold them a 3562, and they've just simply written 3562 on the chip.
So they silk screen that. That's
silk screened it and then purposely
extra level. That's impressive.
Purposely deceive customers, and at the same time, according to MagicX, purposely deceive MagicX as well, because they're more of a they're designing these products and sending the specs to the factory and then relying and trusting these people to actually produce them, send them out. And so they are caught off guard by this. So they say, and it's all up to, do you trust that? And then Rob, I know your argument, and I would like to hear your take on this, is you're saying, hey, it's a $40 device. Maybe it's like, it still is the performance we showed in our reviews. And I know for me, I stand behind my review still, because I said it's not performing well. It's not performing what I thought it would perform, but here's what we're seeing now. I think it's the software. But what's wild, I still like the device for the price point, even though it's the 3326. So Rob, I'd like to hear your kind of thoughts on that.
Well, I mean, like, again, $40 for everybody's different. Now, the thing is, they were advertising it with a 3562 chip. So at that point, at that level, we didn't get what we were supposed to get in that sense, you know. Now, in terms of all the videos that have been out there, yeah, everybody has shown the performance of what we were actually getting. And so, you know, that's always the thing. Like, I'm pretty sure in that video I say that, you know, if you're buying this today, you're buying it with the expectation of how it performs in my hands right now as I'm showing it to you on this video. You can't assume that the community will fix it. We don't know what goes on beyond that. So in that level, we knew it didn't run games to the level that we would have expected from a 3562. And so now the whole story is kind of coming together and making a whole lot more sense as to why it's not performing like a 3562. You know, so it's just wild to me, because I think that even if I had taken off the heatsink on that chipset and scraped off what was there and looked at it, I probably would have been like, oh, okay, yeah, this is a 3562. I mean, they went to the length of putting a fake silk screen on there to make it look like it was actually a 3562, which is just insane, especially in a handheld at this price point. It's not like they're selling $500 handhelds and they're trying to sell you something different. This is it's just high.
And so they said, and so MagicX also said, you know, they were already separating from this chip, from this partner that they're working with for making these, but they were separating with them because they couldn't come to terms on the new chipset or something like that. And there's more details in our article here, everybody, and the whole story in our Discord. If you want to read the whole saga, because it is a saga, a multi-day major investigative saga between everybody.
That channel is so hard to keep up with because things are just happening so fast with everything. Not just the drama, but also the development with Plum OS, and then you got MinUI working on there now. So there's all this stuff happening, all mixed in, and it's just like I can't keep up with any of it.
Yeah, it's just hard to like follow, like the channel at least.
It really is, and I'm having a hard time following. Today there was a whole new sort of upset going on, and then there was some like messages being deleted here and there, and it was like we had to like time everything out. It's like, hold on, everybody, like, for one, this should be an open forum as long as it's within the realms of the rules of the community. You know, yes, we should have an open discussion, and just everyone should have a chance to vent and explain, because this is crap. You know what I mean? Like, this is truly crap, despite MagicX being forthright and transparent as much as they are acting right now. It's crap that this is put on us again, that people didn't get what they asked for, that they got lied to, and they got the wool pulled over their eyes.
They're going to try to get a refund. I don't see why.
I don't know.
You did not, what you bought was not what was
you should be able to get a refund, but I don't know if that's being honored yet. And so we asked MagicX, and we got to bug Sean too, if he has sway in this, is like, give people the refunds they ask for. Don't just give them the $15 coupon. If they were lied to and you have this whole other thing, it's like, eat the cost, you know, just we got to have,
for sure though. I mean, whenever that third device from them lands, it will be very heavily scrutinized. So, you know,
everybody's going to have them under the microscope. They're going to have to get it right this third time.
Well,
otherwise, they are dead
3 strikes
entirely.
and you're out, right? I mean,
they are, because then they're going to lose the community as well. Right now, they have a segment who don't care about this, or who might not even hear about this ever, because they bought it, you know, they've given it to a friend or a relative, or they just are using it. And enjoying it, and they could care less. But then you have a segment who is really vocal and who know their stuff, and that is this community, and they are not going to have this happen to them a third time. Many aren't going to have them happen to a second time. Even Taki on her Twitter today said, hey, this happened once, now it's happened twice. Like, how does this keep happening to them? You know what I mean? Like, Like, how do you let this happen twice in a row? Only 2 devices into your product line. So MagicX, you are going to and I don't know Sean's boss. Sean has been an awesome rep, and I've really, I think I've enjoyed the interactions, and I think he means well, and he wrote a well-worded response, as far as I can tell, to the whole situation. But his boss, who runs the company, I do not know who that is. Do I trust him? I don't know. I don't know them. Do I trust MagicX in general? I have no loyalty to MagicX. I do know the rep. Good guy, as far as I can tell. And I like the Mini M. I'm not still huge on the XU10, but the Mini M, I'm still happy with it for the price, even though it is a complete lie. And so that's going to hurt it a little bit, you know what I mean? But the upside of all this, let's talk about this too. The upside of all this is that you can boot 3326 firmwares to this now. So you can boot your Amber Alex, and they'll just work. And that's cool. And so, Gamma Man, I am sorry that you wasted weeks of your life to only come to this. But hey, I'd love to hear more of your thoughts. What are your rest of your thoughts on it?
Well, you live and you learn. I learned a lot, right? So, I'm reversing kernels. I'm doing some really low-level, deep decompilation stuff, which will help me with other devices, right? So if I learn to overclock this device, who's not to say I can do it to other ones, right? So there's potential now. But I think the biggest thing for me is, I feel bad for the people who are not aware of the situation, who have probably bought this device not realizing actually you've just paid for a device that's not really what it says on the tin, right?
Yeah.
And I feel like MagicX really need to do something about that. Some sort of PR notice or something on the AliExpress store maybe. But I understand that MagicX, the guys are actually looking to validate whether or not the CPU is actually a 3326.
Yeah.
So I think they're waiting on that, and hopefully we'll get a response in a week. But for me, the device is very unique as a micro. I think there's a lot of potential for the all-winner chips, the A133 or potentially the H700. And I'm really looking forward to seeing where that leads to. But I agree with you guys. This is the last chance for MagicX. I wouldn't expect them to, I wouldn't say pull the wool over our eyes, but they should be a lot more careful about what they're about to provide to consumers.
Yes, and they should honor refunds, absolutely. And I know they're not running all the stores that have sold the unit, is the thing. Ampone mainly is who's selling these, and so they need to
have they actually updated their listing yet? Or
no, not that I saw.
Yeah,
and so they need to relay to Ampone.
Yeah.
All the stores need to update the listing with the correct chips so they don't further deceive buyers. And
I guess were they verifying it on their end that this is in fact not the 3562? Oh, so they're not. Okay.
Yeah. And so my understanding is that they are working with a development partner, a manufacturing partner who does both the software and the hardware. And they weren't very forthcoming with basically what they've implemented, and I think they didn't take feedback very well. So it sounds like to me, this development partner is also responsible for the other model that MagicX was it XU10?
Yeah.
Yeah, that one, which also had mislabeled CPU and apparently DDR4 RAM, which is actually DDR3. So yeah, you do get bad partners, and it's difficult to kind of work without them. So yeah, the move to all winners should hopefully help them. But I've been having conversations with other manufacturers about this similar kind of situation. ZPG, for example, GKD guys. They're talking to me as well about, we need to maneuver around situations like this as well. So it's not just one company; it's multiple companies potentially that could be affected by this. But I'm not sure what MagicX are going to do once they actually get the results back. Are they actually going to sue their manufacturing partner? Who knows? I'll be really interested to see where this leads. But from my perspective, MagicX are ultimately responsible for whatever gets into our hands. They should have validated it, and they didn't do that.
They should have, man. It's just, and we see this again and again. This is not the first situation or the first company to do this. we've seen this happen a number of times over the years. I remember, what was it, the RK 2020 to like, there's just been multiple points where companies will advertise something, like even as recently as Rob, remember when that Doogie tablet last week said it had 24 gigs of RAM or something like that, like, and it was like, oh, it's virtual memory, it's not even like, how can you say that? How can you say that? They're just blatant lies, and it's marketing, and it's, you know, saying that you have a unique chip is why we all got so excited about it. The form factor is cool, and I like the hardware, but the fact that it had this new chip, something new to explore, was so unique, and it added to the, like, oh my God, I want to make content on this. I want to talk about it. Yes. What is that, by the way? Energy drink?
Iron Brew. Scottish national soft drink.
Nice.
Yeah, really, really delicious stuff. This is sugar-free stuff, but sorry for the distraction. Somebody was asking.
It's okay. Sorry, and so we were all excited, and so, you know, I go in, I make my video, and this is has it dampened my enjoyment of the device? I mean, it's definitely like, it leaves a bad taste in my mouth is what it does. But I still, for what it is, I think I'd like to see now what firmwares we can really enjoy on it now that we know what it is exactly. The price is not as appealing now, though. It's not an amazing price. It's like it's about an average price for a 3326. It's not the worst.
What is it, like $35 now? $40?
It's like
40,
the same
45.
It's like the same price as the V90 or V10.
And, you know, again, I like the sticks on it still, and I like a lot of things about it. The micro SD card sticks out, which is kind of just silly, but
it reminds me of 2021.
When you have these smaller brands, we always do give them the benefit of the doubt a little bit when they're starting out. You know, Retroid was the same way. They had their first few devices were a little creaky, and then they really got in their element. And so we root for these companies to wow us, to bring us something we can be stoked on as a community, not only on firmware, but on just enjoyment, on modding, all the fun stuff. And so I think there's just, what you're seeing is there's people rooting for MagicX to do right. Like, we want them to be telling us the truth. We want them to be saying, hey, we messed up. We dropped the ball on this. We're really sorry. We're going to do it right the third time. Just trust us. I think we're all going to be very wary, but if they can knock it out of the park on this third try, and the chip is, I mean, we're all going to do, I bet, an incredible level of microscopic testing to confirm exactly what hardware we've got in our hands this time.
FBI level, where you verify if the signature is authentic, like a whole nother level.
We're skipping the unboxings in our review videos. Like, we're just gonna go straight to the disassemble. And we're gonna see what the hell have you given us? Stop, PowKiddy! Stop giving us, you know, batteries that are inside. Your
friends are mean, PowKiddy. Your friends
are
not.
Your friends are making some weird stuff, especially now.
What if they're, you know, they give us power bank handhelds that are clocked way under the advertised speed or the way advertised storage capacity for the battery? You know what I mean? Like, all these lies. Like, enough is enough. As part of every review video now, it's basically almost expected to just do a disassembly to see what the hell is going on, and what is the truth here. Because, and it's sad that we need to do that, but I think more and more we're going to need to, as reviewers, just not.
Well, that's why I was saying I do teardowns in most of my videos.
I saw
that. I left the heatsink on because I'm thinking, like, okay, just why would I take
dare
the
you?
off? It's
why
fine,
would you leave the heatsink on the CPU?
The crazy part is looking at the pictures of the chip. I don't think I would have noticed that something was off there, because that's pretty hard to tell right there.
I know.
I mean, that's just wild to me. I'm like, yeah.
Well, so more to come. It's disappointing news, but I'm still hoping for the best for their third outing. To be honest, I really am. I'm hoping.
I'm hoping that when they put out the Mini M Plus, that it is what they say it is, and not another RK3326.
Yeah, I will just crawl under my desk and cry a little bit.
For now, I'm still gonna enjoy this, because as a device, I liked it. I still like it, but it's just bad.
Yeah, exactly. Me too. And so that's where I'm at. And we don't need to spend any more time on it right now.
No.
But so yeah, and Gamma, thanks for coming on. Is there any last thoughts you had on it, or just?
Well, I think MagicX guys are looking to work with the community to, you know, at least for the developers, for custom firmware, to try and validate the next unit. So let's see where that goes. Although
Okay.
I feel like they should be doing it themselves as well.
Right.
Let's
see what they do. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. So let's move the chat a bit. This is, we just were reacting and speculating all over the RP Mini last week. All of a sudden, next day, not only do we learn, hey, we get a Snapdragon and all that, but look at this. There's a new device, and it's their next flagship device, the Retroid Pocket 5, another premium AMOLED 1920. Is it 1920 by 1080 display on this one?
Yeah, 5.5-inch AMOLED.
5.5-inch AMOLED, 16 by 9 aspect ratio. You get your Hall sticks, you get your usual awesome Retroid D-pad and face buttons. I assume stacked shoulders, right? And you got a little bit of curvature in the back. So you got an ergonomic bump out with some different back plates you can swap out on the device, which is cool. And there's just some really cool colorways. Now, the black looks sleek and sexy, and I think that's an all-glass front there with 2 front-firing speakers. But also, we have a couple other colorways that we're showing here for the Retroid Pocket 5. One of them is like a GameCube colorway, which looks really interesting. It's the classic purple with the green, red, and yellow theme going on, which that one,
GameCube one is just
it pops.
Immediately popped out.
It
to me.
pops.
Yeah,
it's on the tweet. Producer Sony.
Something
if you
about
need to find it. Yeah, if you scroll down there,
something about the placement of the buttons though feels off to me for some reason, and I cannot put my fingers on it.
You're wondering how that's going to be in the hands for comfort.
Well, no, I just mean the buttons of the GameCube one. Something about the placement of
the colorway.
Well, it was funny because
the buttons, specifically.
Yeah,
Cho made a comment on my channel about how
that
you would have expected the GameCube colors on the Mini, since that's the 4.3 device. That would have probably been made more sense in some ways.
Guys, I'm really excited for this one personally. I'm not usually a huge Retroid fan. Well, I wouldn't say fan, but the device has never really interested me. But this one looks really decent. I think the screen kind of reminds me of one on the RG556, and those are good screens. I've been playing with. I've got 2 units here. Really, really beautiful screens. So I'm hoping we'll have something similar there.
Do you know what other device had a 5.5-inch 1080p AMOLED display?
What?
Are you referring to this one here?
Yeah, there it is.
The Pocket Air, right?
Yep.
So
I am working on this one, by the way.
Yes, Gamma's coming to it.
There's one for $200 on the RH Marketplace. Just putting that out there.
This one.
I don't know if it's still available, but
not a bad.
I saw that. I was like, that's a good price. Someone should snag that up.
So yeah, and here's the back colorway options, by the way. If you want to swap out the shell, it will involve some DIY. Of course, you got to take it apart. But nice big bump out right there, and you got stacked shoulders. They have jungle green. They got their ice blue or whatever from the RP3, RP4. Looks like a crystal and a gray, dark gray option. If we look at the other picture there, producer Sony, of the front colorways, there's some really interesting ones I wanted to talk about for a minute.
Oh,
thank you, sir.
Also, I will be grabbing that green back.
We zoom in on this one too. I just want to really just get in the nitty gritty. Enhance. Thank you, sir.
Enhance.
Oh no, unenhance. Okay, so look at that GameCube one. I know maybe the yellow stick should have been on the left. I don't know, but that is a hot color. So that's their usual indigo plastic. It looks like
the yellow stick is perfect. I love it.
Right?
Yeah.
Isn't that?
It's perfect.
This might be the perfect widescreen GameCube machine. Really, I mean, that is just And some people aren't stoked on this design. I think it's fine, but I don't know about the ergonomics yet. We'll have to see. Being that it's a 5.5 inch, really the OLED is what strikes me the most. It's like, okay,
games look stunning on OLED display. I just want to put that out there. Like Wind Waker,
nice bright colors.
Oh, yeah, the colors are just going to come in like crazy.
And you got this Skittle colored SNES PAL color option, and then you have this nice white option with all white. I think it's just the glow on the sticks is orange.
Yeah. So that can be changed. That's just they just set it to.
They just set it to
on
orange.
That one.
Yeah.
Very clean. Reminds me obviously of the AYANEO Udon 2 Mini. So what price are we going to get for this? Is this going to be a $250 device? You know, is this going to be their most expensive device? Yes. Yet most likely is my guess. And also, we also want to know, what is the chip in it? Because we do not know as of right now. I assume it's a Snapdragon.
Did you see that the dimensions for the RP5 came out as well today?
No.
Yes.
So
Let's take
slightly
a look.
slightly larger than the RP4.
it's actually
Ooh.
listed as shorter than the RP4.
Is it shorter in height, you mean?
Yeah,
see
shorter
that
in height.
I can see that it's maybe a little shorter. It's more of a phone.
The
Yeah,
RP.
they're making more use of that
Yeah.
available real estate there.
I'm
instead of
gonna
having more
just-
bezels.
I'm gonna just read out the dimensions here
Okay.
because I can't pull up anything on screen for some reason.
Yeah, let me see that.
199 millimeters wide, 78.5 millimeters tall, 15.6 millimeters thick, and 280 grams.
Oh, 280. So it's
Yep.
lighter. It's lighter than the Odin 2 Mini.
Yep.
So I think that was what, 320 or something like that.
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh.
280.
And then
What if that means a smaller battery by any chance?
Let me pull up my NutriFit.
the RP4 is 261 grams according to them, but it's 15.8 millimeters thick. So it's actually like the same thickness.
Thank you for your super chats today, everybody, by the way. Interesting. Okay, so that's going to be not as heavy as I was thinking. I thought we'd get a little bit more on this. But, I mean, the RP5 looks cool. I think I'm still more stoked for the RP Mini for some reason. I think if that can be the right price, that's more the device I'm going towards because of the 4:3 aspect ratio. I don't get as excited unless we're really talking to Gen 3X or something crazy, you know, for 16.9 these days.
I mean, I love smaller devices with a lot of power. So like the 2S for me was really cool at the time.
There it
and
is.
now it being just a little bit bigger than the 2S, but potentially decently powerful is kind of cool to see. So yeah, I think the Mini is definitely very interesting to me.
People are asking, do we have a Patreon? Why, yes, everybody. It's in our description of every video. We do have a Patreon, Retro Handhelds. It's at Retro Handhelds is the Patreon. And yeah, we appreciate your support there. Thank you. Sorry, Rob.
Dang it, Rob.
But more
Dang it,
importantly,
Stubbs.
don't donate to our Patreon. Donate to this guy's Ko-fi.
Oh,
Because we also have Gamma is... What's your URL?
for our
Double
Patreon,
check.
it'll be the Gamma Squeeze, as well as the same for Kofi. And so I'll talk a little bit about that later on, actually. So
Okay.
yeah, we'll get to that.
Subscribe, support your devs. Is the Retroid Pocket 5 Gamma something you'd be interested in taking on for GammaOS?
Potentially. It'll be interesting to see where the performance kind of goes with this. But certainly, I feel like the Snapdragon devices are certainly more mature, in terms of the drivers, etc. But let's see where the software lands. For me personally, I've looked at the Retroid devices. I've got an RP4 Pro right here. I played with it. I'm not really sure if it needs something like custom firmware, but I think it is always good to have an option. In case Retroid or somebody in the future discontinues updating the firmwares, and it's good to have alternatives. So I may revisit in the future, but I think initially, if I get an RP5, I'll probably just keep it as is.
Yeah. I would. I know that Retroid is pretty good on their software front, and they're usually pretty good at self-optimizing their stuff. They're probably one of the best, besides AYANEO, at doing that. But it's always nice to give people options if they do want it. I remember back in the day on Retroid stuff, it was always like, well, what the hell is in some of these apps? We didn't fully trust, some of these third-party apps that they'd embed in there. And so you want to get Lineage OS on there just so you have a nice clean ROM. You are in control of everything. You know what's flowing in and out of the device. Now, there's been more trust with Retroid over time as they've proven themselves. Yeah. And so I think these days people are very happy with their default operating systems.
Well, like Aish was saying in chat, Retroid does a pretty solid job with their Android builds. They're usually pretty good out of the box, and they do update it over time, so they're very much on top of it when it comes to the software side.
Yeah. I'm a sucker for saving devices that really need it. So the 405M with its display was absolutely killing me when I got it.
Oh, it was so
I've got this-
bad.
I
So
had a
bad.
premium device in my hand, and I'm like, why is this display absolutely rubbish, right? I've got this over sharpening, the refresh rate was terrible. And then, I do the fixes, and suddenly I become a custom firmware developer. There you
Yes.
go.
Can you please port GammaOS to the N gauge? Is the real question.
Oh, that's a shame you don't have the taco one. I used to have one of the ones that you.
You did.
The one I actually owned back in the day was the taco one, and I remember all the memes with the side talking. Amazing. But you know what? I'm like, okay, make fun of my N-Gauge, but you know what? I'm playing Tony Hawk's Pro Skater. And
Yeah.
Tomb Raider
It's
on
like,
the
what are
go
you
before
doing?
any
What
of
are you
these
doing
guys.
at home?
Yeah.
Oh.
Regular
Oh,
aspect
Can we
ratios.
get Gamma on this one?
Oh, jeez.
Are we going to show him different devices from our room?
I can
Please,
go- I
I'm
can-
like, can you put GammaOS on this really obscure handle from 10
Can we-
years ago?
Can we get GammaOS on the NVIDIA Shield?
That would be pretty sweet.
That'd be kind of
actually.
cool, actually. That thing's got some power to it still.
GPD XD Plus too. I'm just saying. Actually, Black Seraph has a pretty sweet ROM for that one. Yeah,
It's back
those
there.
are solid. Okay, so RP5, yes, I would say I'm hyped for it. It was so back to back that I'm sort of still caught in a whirlwind of like, wait, I'm still reacting to the RP Mini news. So now we know that the RP5 is happening. When is it happening is the next question. We don't know that either yet. And I imagine Chris from Retroid will let us know as soon as he can. And we will have him on the show soon, TM, to discuss it. And we'll find out more details and relay them all to you. But right now, it's sort of like, okay, all right, let's see what they do. Retroid, you're cooking. I'm guessing these devices are going to come out before Christmas because they always tend to. RP4, we saw deliveries as late as January this year. And so maybe we'll see that same here. But I imagine we will be giving you our money October, November, December, somewhere in that time frame. I don't know, but we'll see.
I've just purchased the AYANEO Pocket Micro, right? And then
that's right.
EMG. So if I've not ran out of money by then, I'll probably
You might
pick
pick it
one
up.
of these as well.
Fair. Yeah, we need the specs, everybody. We need the specs. That is what's going on. And yes, hello, Game Tech Talk. We got Clef in the house.
Yeah, it's a party here.
More info on the Retroid handhelds. We do need more info on those Retroid handhelds. As in, Stubbs, whenever you buy the smaller Retroid option, it just collects dust on the shelf. Don't make the same mistake.
Hey, what?
Hey now.
I like my 2S.
Hey, my
I love
RP
that
my
handle.
RP2S being called out right now, taking
Yeah, for
strays.
sure.
I love
For
my
sure.
2S. I love my 2S. Do I ever use it? Not so much. Not as much.
Hey,
I
You
love
should
it.
play some Shotgun Mario on it.
And I
awesome.
played countless hours of the 2 Plus, okay? So I basically count them as the same general idea. So I'll just keep justifying my poor decisions.
I still use my 2 Plus.
I
from
like
time
the
to
2
time.
Plus. The screen is not great on it, but I still like it. It's good. But the RP Mini, yes, I don't care. You know what? It will be a little bigger than the RP2S, and it's going to have an OLED screen, which I can't say for the RP2S. So does that move the needle for me? You're going to find out soon. Hey, you guys want to talk about some potential e-waste, but probably pretty cool. It's the PowKiddy RGB10X. So this looks like the V10 colorways, but they've been stretched just like your old RGB10s with one stick on the left. Very nostalgic 2021 fashion. And this looks neat. This was relayed over from Nitrix, but also has been verified by our contact at PowKiddy, James DeWitts, who released it on his Instagram.
I love the X on the back.
The X, you got a big X, so it's a RGB10X. And this is a 4:3
show it
aspect
off,
ratio. Yep.
Have-
This is
have
another
it open up.
3326, everybody. So be prepared. At least they're saying what it is. At least it's not like, this is a 3326. Kind of in the form factor and shape of the Mini M, not too far off from that. And IPS display should be OC laminated. Looks like the same D-pad and face buttons from the V10 potentially. Inline
like the,
shoulders.
The SNES colorway, the one that's similar
Right?
to the
Same.
V10.
To the V10. Yeah, we
Yeah.
have
It's
that.
really nice.
I think I have that one.
Here.
Yeah, I have mine behind me.
Mine's right here.
Oh, you beat me
Everything's
to it.
Well, everything is directly behind me.
It's just so much easier for you.
Like-
Okay. I got it here. Here we go. It's over here. See?
I like how we all have the same color.
I know.
That's
Same
because
color.
it's the best
best
color.
It's
one.
so good. Like I
The
mean,
best
yeah.
one. Gamma, do you have this one?
I do, and it's in my drawer.
What
with
color?
all
What color?
I got the purple one. I played
Oh,
it once,
nice.
and I never played it again. I'll be honest, I wasn't the biggest fan of the screen on mine, unfortunately. So it's gone onto the drawer of rejects, as I call it, where there's other handhelds like the
That's fair.
Datafrog, and there's the Datafrog Retro is it Pocket Pixel RP5. Asia's gonna kill me for that one. But yeah.
Oh.
That's okay,
How-
man.
How could you do that to the? How could
To the
you
green.
do?
You still have the
So-
coolest one though.
That's pretty cool. I like that
But-
color.
So here, I am gonna admit this like live right now. You bought yours at the same time I bought mine because we got it from the same person.
Oh yeah.
They offered me my pick first, and I took the
Mm.
green one.
Hey, it's all good. I was looking to try and save it, and I realized
Unforgivable.
it's not savable.
No, it's not savable. It's such a nice form factor, but there's
It's a
nothing
shame.
left
It's a
for
shame
it.
because the screen is actually really good on it, and it's like
Hmm.
yeah, it was kind of like a one and done for them. That was it.
They didn't
Well-
even fully finish it.
So here you're getting a gigabyte of RAM, and it's again 3326. Just if you wanted that in a candy bar 4:3 aspect ratio layout, here you go. I like the V10 personally. I think the D-pad and the face buttons are pretty nice on it, and the shoulders are fine. 3:2 aspect ratio though makes the V10 probably still beat this one out because you don't get many 3:2 aspect ratio GBA centric devices. So does this move the needle? The RGB10X. Do we have Wi-Fi on it? Do we know that? Like what unique features on it are going to make it stick out, and what is the price? So
I'm convinced that the RK3326 is now the new baseline for these handhelds. It's kind of replacing those old Famiclones of back in the day.
It's
And
Right.
this is kind of like
This is the
cheap
baseline.
device.
It's
Yeah.
also replacing those like original Nginx chips.
Yep.
But like this would have been so much better with the 3x2 screen like the original RGB10.
yeah,
It would have made sense because, that one was the vertical. This would have been the horizontal version of it. So, like, it's like, what's going on with PowKiddy?
You could have just made the same handheld twice, but they didn't.
yeah. And are these going to be $40? Because if it's in that impulse range, I mean, hell, I'll pick one up. It's just all right. We know what this is. We know what firmwares this can run. Generally, it's just another option. And maybe it gets it right in weight. Maybe the weight, maybe the feel of it is right. Otherwise, you got two downfiring speakers and just a very sort of, we've seen this before so many times. Why?
Wait, there's two downfiring speakers, but what's that in the bottom right corner? And if you look at the cheese block, you can see the vent.
I don't know actually, because yeah, you're right. You have two downfiring speakers, but then you have a
It's
third.
It's got that Game Boy speaker chin thing.
It's,
and then got the
Maybe that's just aesthetic though. Maybe that's
giving
just
you
aesthetic.
2.1 surround sound.
I guess. I don't know what the point of that is then. Hey, at least it's not a mono speaker. It does look like, unless those on the bottom, unless that's something else. But what else would that be?
It's a 3.0 system. It's got 3 speakers.
Grip cooling vents.
I mean, yes, retrospect. Yes, I'm of course buying this. There's no doubt. There's no doubt in my. Look at that! You look at that freaking orange cheddar block, man.
I'm buying
Look how-
this one.
Look how good that looks with that X on the back. It's
With
like
the
the
X
old
on the
Fox
back.
logo.
The X on the
Like
back is great.
Forget
this
the
is just-
030S.
this is just so. I don't know. How could you just said, "Hey, we're releasing this"? Okay, all right, all right, fine. I'll get another cheddar block device. What do I care? I have an RGB 30 that's not giving enough love. Maybe this will inspire me.
How can any device get enough love when they just keep churning these things out?
Well,
left
they
and
don't. They
right?
never
Like,
give us any time.
I know it's
Any
ridiculous.
time.
It's
We need
almost
time
like
to
someone-
savor. We're
It's
just,
almost like someone
feasting.
made an article on this.
Feasting on the e-waste.
It was a good article, man. I read it.
Yeah, good article, Dan. I as well have just completed it into
He
my brain.
doesn't. He doesn't remember it. He just knows.
I know that I've ingested it to my memory banks. I just don't remember exactly what you're talking about.
The fact that there's too many handhelds getting released.
It was the ongoing cost of handhelds or
The
something.
cost
like that, right?
of constant releases.
Yeah, the cost of constant releases. Yes.
Yep. I've been saying it with, like, at least with the Ambernick releases over and over again. It's just like I wish they would just slow down so we can just appreciate the products they're putting out. I mean, because they have been putting out some really good stuff, but it just gets forgotten because they just keep moving through it.
At what point though are we, and people in the chat bring up a great point, we're all turning into handheld hoarders. At what point do we collectively, as a community, turn into a group psychosis event? You know what I mean? Like there is a no going back point, and I don't know if we're already past it now or if it's coming soon, where it's like we have too many devices and we enable each other to keep buying more.
Yeah.
And not, you know, just a bit. Yeah. You got a freaking trash bin just full of a bunch of devices there.
Yep.
I'm at least, so I'm justifying, if I'm like, if it's on display, at least I'm seeing it. I look at my devices, I'm like, I love you. You know, like, hey, a little XD Plus. Like,
do you hug your handhelds every morning?
You know what, man? If you inject a little bit of humanity into your things around you, I'll tell you what, it's not like a dog where it's going to come up and lick your face, but there is a certain sense of reciprocal appreciation happening.
Especially the ones that have active cooling.
Yeah, and especially for you, the ones with those badonks. Am I right?
Yeah, those badonks. Some of them have some killer badonks.
Hell yeah, that's what you're. Do we have the picture? Do we have the logo? No, but we have this. Retro Dad kicking Stubbs, and we have this.
The best.
And don't forget that our merch is on sale potentially right now. Pick one up. But no, I mean, I love the 40X XV. I look at it, I'm like, you did a good job. Thanks for being in my life. And you need a little bit of that reverence for some of your handhelds. And I fully endorse that. It's like talking to a tree. It's not a crazy person thing to do. It's just appreciation. Now, if you do get too close to them, remember, some of them will cause cancer. Be careful. Don't sniff vents. Do not ingest.
I've been doing a lot of that this past week.
There's too much. There's too much lead.
I've been sniffing my Ally X vent a lot.
No, there's too much lead in some of these handhelds.
Well, sometimes it's so quiet. I'm just making sure it's working.
Rob, no. No, don't smell them. Don't taste them. Just appreciate them. Do you know the difference? Do you understand?
I will try my best.
Thank you. Thank you. But no, I mean, I display them, and so I say, hey, these are the handhelds I own. I'm cool showing them off, and I like to appreciate them and pull each one of them out, charge them up, and give them a little attention. And if I don't, am I not able to do that every month for every one of my devices at least once? I know I have too many devices, and that's sort of my cutoff. I don't know what that number is, like 30 or 40. Like, I cannot charge the battery on 100 handhelds a month. That's insanity. Rob, I know you just have a hoard over there, just letting the batteries just sort of go into the ether, but
I worry about some of the devices I have on hand here, including the Data Frog.
Don't smell the.
I'm going to be sending it off to ban. I don't want it in my house.
If you send me a Data Frog, I will send you the E6 Plus. That is a threat.
I love sending people handhelds, just knowing that they're going to have a little more. They're going to have a little more responsibility in their life now. It's like getting a plant or something, you know. Like, you're going to have to maintain this. So, Bam, when I send you too many handhelds, I'm like, I know that I'm giving you also responsibility, and I'm sorry.
They're all just sitting on a shelf, like off in that back room.
Are they okay?
Yeah, they're okay.
Okay,
for now.
All right. Okay, everybody. Well, that was very enlightening conversation. Thank you very much. Very, very good. I now also want to talk about something else. You guys know that I love. I'm making a video, I swear to God. The freaking MSI Claw's giant speaker. Oh, it turned itself on. See what I'm talking about? If you give the device love, it will do things for you sometime. It said, hey, you want to listen to my speakers? I'm like, yeah, maybe I do. Maybe I do. Do I want to use you for gaming or anything else? Not really. But that's why I want to talk about this handheld, because today we found out that the MSI Claw follow-up, the 8 AI Plus with an 8-inch screen, we saw at Computex this year, okay? 80 watt-hour battery and all that. Effectively meaning there is no reason to buy the current Claw because they're about to make something way better, probably more power efficient with the new 200V chip inside of it. They are going to be giving us more details on this shortly because the embargo for the new Lunar Lake chip is ending tomorrow, September 3rd. And so we're going to be finally finding out from MSI first.
Now. Yeah.
Yep, we're going to hear about a whole bunch of devices now. And all I know about this is that Rob and I and a few others are going to be meeting up in LA in November 1st for a MSI event, and we don't know what that event is for yet, but we can only assume it's the full unveiling of the 8 AI Plus, which they didn't need to add AI Plus. What the hell does that mean? But the Claw 8, and I'm stoked for it because I just hope they keep the same speakers. That's what I'm hoping. And now it's Ally X level on the rest of it. Now we have the ultimate Windows handheld. The ultimate Windows handheld. So that's my piece, Rob. I really am excited to hear your thoughts on this one.
I'm excited just to mess around with Lunar Lake, honestly. I've been hearing that finally we're going to be seeing Intel on par or potentially better than what we've been seeing with the AMD stuff. I think that's really exciting. Maybe we finally have some real competition from the Intel side. I'm a little bit annoyed partly because I kind of wish they just dived into this product instead and just kind of said, forget the Claw. We'll just wait for the actual chip that can compete instead of having the Claw come out and it's like,
dude, what if they bork the speakers though?
Oh
What if they bork the one thing and then I have no choice but to shill the MSI Claw Gen 1 for eternity, Rob?
Yeah, like the funny thing about the Claw was like I gave it its fair shake. You know, I gave it its due diligence. I did 2 videos on it. I really benchmarked it. I put it through everything, and there were parts of it that were not bad. And that's why it's like it's such a bummer that it was backed by that Meteor Lake chip because it just really wasn't the performance you would want at that price point. You know, that was the biggest thing.
Well,
the crazy thing is
the D-pad is near just
the D-pad is not great. Yeah, the mushy bumpers are not great. God. There are things that are nice. There are things that are not that nice. Like I mean, the plastics even are not even as good.
I love the weight balance and like the feel.
Weight balance is nice.
Ergonomics are really nice to me. And the sticks are nice to me, and the face buttons. But
yeah, it had a good screen as well. I mean, again,
solid screen.
It's just it dropped in at a price where there was competition already in that space, and it was going for a lot less. And so
the battery's not.
Why
as bad
would
as
anyone
I
have
thought
any reason to buy it? You know.
Yeah, again, it's mostly listening to game soundtracks. That's about it. Maybe music production. I don't know.
Speakers were very impressive on it for sure. Like the speakers are really good.
Oh my god!
The crazy thing is, look at how much it goes for now.
Don't get me started, man.
Well, the MSI Claw now is about in the 500
new,
I know. Which is interesting because if you're willing to accept its shortcomings, it's actually not the worst purchase in the world. I mean, for 500. You're getting a device that's somewhat in between the Z1 Extreme.
I can feel it, Rob. I can feel it already.
Put some twisters on there. Dude, that's a good one.
Dude, just freaking be in your zen. Just like embrace the experience when you're playing the Claw. If you turn on like all the AI stuff for the sound, whatever the hell they call that stuff.
But you see, the Claw is just nowhere near as good as the RGB10X.
Sorry. Hey, everybody.
You can always like feel good knowing that there was always a worse x86 handheld you could have bought. You could have been one of those like
Oh, no.
unfortunate souls who bought the
Oh,
TJD T101.
take a note of new gameplay fails.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
I'm not gonna fail, Rob. I'm gonna do really good, Rob.
I think
Everyone's
he's
gonna
fail.
People will be impressed, Rob.
I'm judging you.
No.
No.
We're judging hard.
Watch me get past this part. No problem. Actually, there's a boss at the end of this level I can't beat, but
Hey, look, that D-pad can't be too terrible. You're doing all right with it.
yeah, no, it works totally fine. It just feels like
It has like no movement though.
It
It's like
feels
the
horrible.
stiffest thing in the world.
I do not like it. Yeah, but the face buttons feel not too dissimilar from the claw or from the
No,
the Ally.
Yeah, they're very similar.
Very kind of.
I do like that they're
similar.
backlit too. I mean, I know it's silly, but it's a nice little extra touch to it.
Oh no! How do you get past this part?
But like I always say, like competition is a good thing. So we want Intel to be competitive. We want to
Right.
see more chipsets, more options available, more handhelds that can help drive the price down.
Sony,
Just-
thanks for
it's
cutting
good for
away.
us consumers.
Now no one has to see me not get past that part. I'm stuck right there. It's fine. Yeah, no, it's not bad. I know it's not Star Ocean J Lash. We'll get there. I could load up Star Ocean. I have it downloaded on there. But yeah, so AI Plus, okay. All right. Gamma, what do you think about these Windows handhelds? What's your...
Well, for me, I mean, I really do need to get on board. I've not actually had any x86 handhelds at the moment.
Say what? Well, yeah, you're not developing for them, so it's kind of like, eh.
Yeah, I was thinking about Steam Deck OLED as a starting point, but I was also looking
Absolutely.
at the ROG Ally as well. And I'm seeing them on on offer these days for about £500 and less.
It's not bad.
It's not terrible. So as a good starting point and to catch up on my backlog, because there's a lot of games I need to catch up on.
What games? What's the highest like spec game on your backlog that's gonna?
Probably Final Fantasy VII, the remake.
Okay, so you are gonna need current gen device.
Yeah. Yeah.
God, that game specifically. I mean, probably the LAX is the one I can say for sure.
Yeah,
You're gonna have the best compatibility with, and it's the ultimate beast. But you are gonna be spending the most.
That's fair. But I'm also looking maybe potentially just to save up a little bit more and get something a little bit more powerful, because I would love to do some PS3 emulation. And I'm waiting to see with the latest handhelds what that looks like now. Understand the emulator, they've increased the minimum specs required for the PS3 emulation.
Yes, RPCS3 has.
That's right.
They've updated their requirements for that.
So I think your baseline then is the 7840U or the Z1 Extreme line. Basically,
Right.
This last year's handhelds should all do that game fine. So I mean, at that point, take your pick at ergonomics and battery life, because
well, chances are I'm just going to keep it plugged in next to me. If I'm getting a handheld that big, I'm not going to be carrying it about.
That's why I say like the original Allies still, if you can find one used, they're like the price is completely tanked on them. I mean, so it's not a bad buy either.
That's fair enough, but it's kind of weird to consider PS3 as a retro console by definition now. So
yeah.
So this is like an ongoing like argument about whether or not PS3 is retro. I personally think it is because it's pushing 20 years old, but some people feel otherwise. So it's kind of, I don't know. If Gamma feels it's retro, then that's it. That's where we stand on that.
Exactly.
Well,
I'm willing to say that as well. Gamma.
I mean, Ban was barely alive when the PS3 came out.
What?
Dan, I want to know your
point right there.
I also want to know your thoughts on the on all this, on the AI Plus. Is that one that appeals to you at all as an owner of the Legion Go? Right, that's your current darling.
No, well, I mean, my favorite x86 is still going to be the Loki Max. So it's like when you get these larger x86 handhelds, I'm not usually one who just wants to like take them with.
Right.
So like the Loki, it's usually I keep it here with me in my apartment, and that's the only place I ever use it. The Loki is one that I can take everywhere.
Yeah,
so I'm not
more portable.
I'm not entirely sold on the MSI Claw like AI plus whatever word soup it is.
Yeah, because it's going to be, I imagine they're adding in all that funkiness because it's probably going to be pricey too. I can't imagine it's going to launch below $700.
No, I feel like it's going to be more expensive than where the last one launched.
Which is going to be really, really tough for them. That's
You know
gonna
what's
be tough.
interesting too? Did you see that the TDP for the SoC, they're having it listed as 17 watts for the Lunar Lake one? That's gonna be interesting.
What's the lowest? Oh yeah, let's look at the TDP.
That's,
so what's the
that's
lowest?
very interesting to me.
So the TDP on the claw is 28 watts. So we are dropping it by 10 full watts, but we're
Yeah.
still not hitting the low wattage we can get on the Go and the Ally X, unfortunately.
I'm really curious about this. I can't wait to mess around with this hardware. It's really interesting. I mean, I'm happy they're putting an 80 watt-hour battery in there, though. That's really nice. Like, I think on the upper end, the high-end Windows space, the x86 handhelds, we need to have that as being the standard at this point, because then battery life becomes less of a concern. You know, I mean, you look at what the Ally X brought to the table with the 80 watt-hour battery, which if you just run it at like a low TDP, you could just go on for hours gaming, which is so nice. It's just, yeah. But I mean, the 17 watts, that's a big drop from Meteor Lake. That's interesting.
Oh, he's back. Oh,
I know
and
he's gone.
wait, no, he's back. He's back.
He's just trying to find excuses to show his behind to us.
He's trying to show his pants off.
Oh my
No
family-
holes this time, right? You didn't tear anything?
No holes in my pants this time. Yeah, so no holes in my pants actually. I've been buying more solid pants lately, to be honest. Less rips. I'm really proud to say. Now my family got home and my dogs are barking, and I let the dogs know my usual streaming time is 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Pacific on Mondays, 6:05, so we have a bathroom break. And my dogs, I realize, don't understand human speech all the way, and so they are barking and not respecting the rules of the house. And so I said, please, let's not now.
Time to get new dogs. Sorry, I don't.
Well,
make the rules.
I put them on a timeout, and I said, yes, exactly, there they are. And I said, think about the noise, please. Can we not? But then I was showing them the MSI Claw, and it's really good speakers. And the dogs honestly are sold on it. And they said I should play Tony Hawk. So I was like, all right, sweet.
Man, I wish I had gotten a chance to use an original MSI Claw.
Yeah, this one is a well-loved beater that's been sent around the world to different YouTube outlets for landing in my hands. And
I have an
And
X1
I
Mini
said-
here that has been touched by Clef, which is I was very excited to find that
Clef's
out.
one of the most famous people that I've ever met, honestly.
One of
besides
the
Gamma.
most.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Everyone knows Gamma.
Oh yeah,
Aren't we doing a
around
podcast?
the world.
Wait, are we?
Are we doing a podcast now? Oh yeah, we're doing a
Yeah,
podcast.
we're,
Oh,
Okay.
we're not just hanging out.
I gotta double check my mouse. didn't die.
While we're all gushing about Windows devices and stuff, why don't we talk about the fact that Best Buy has chosen to stock AYANEO handhelds? Not
Who had
only
this on
the
their bingo card
Coon,
this year?
Coon.
Who
Not
had
only
this
the
on their bingo
Coon.
card?
right, not only
How
the
do you
next
say it?
the Coon, but it's pronounced Quinn, according to Taki, anyways.
Quinn. Okay.
But we all call it's the Coon. The next Lite is $400, and the Coon is on sale right now for $1,000.
I love how it's on sale when it just went on sale.
It was like out of stock 1,200. The moment it's in stock, $9.99.
Yeah, Ben and
The
I have been
moment-
waiting for this. We weren't so sure if it was actually legit, that because we saw the listings on Best Buy and we were like, no, this can't be real. Like, there's no way Best Buy selling AYANEO devices. And yeah, sure enough,
Sure
you can
enough,
order one. Yeah,
Sure enough,
Mm.
they are. And so here we're seeing it, that nice 8.4-inch Steam Deck sort of competitor there, really with the two touchpads. And this is a device I would love to use one of these and try it out
I
sometime.
need to have one of them in my hands.
And it's
I
the fact that it's at Best Buy
the
might
immense
finally,
power.
well, I might finally push me over the edge, and I'll just try it. You know what I mean? Like, I might just finally do it. It can get here
54
apparently by
watts.
Friday. 54
watts.
watts. Like, imagine the power you're unlocking with the 7840U at that level.
It's
And
crazy.
so, 1600p screen might be pretty sweet, but it's the most expensive, even on sale, the most expensive Windows handheld that can be bought by the consumer, the average consumer. So this is tough. Now the next Lite makes way more sense, I think, at what, $400. It's a lower spec device. It's an older device though. We're talking the Ryzen 4800U. So this is a couple years
it's an
now.
old chip, but
It's an old chip.
It's technically a new device because I mean the next Lite's kind of it's a new that they introduced. Yeah,
it's a newer series, but I know it's older performance, and so the price makes a bit more sense. This on sale would be an interesting prospect, and I can tell you right now, if you want this, don't even buy it at Best Buy. Just hop in our Discord because one is on sale, I believe, right now for like $200 or something.
Doesn't it come with like a 2 terabyte drive, 4 terabyte drive, something crazy.
If you're an owl for RH, there's currently one of these. It's the 4500U. It's got a 4 terabyte SSD and it's $220,
which is a ridiculous deal for this handheld. And so I would say this is not bad. The pricing is not bad here, but hop in our Discord because we have used AYANEO handhelds every day almost. We have collectors who are selling off their devices and they stock more and I don't know what is going on, but there's always cheap AYANEO handhelds to be bought. And and to get the really good pricing, if you do subscribe to our Patreon or our Discord Premium, you get access to a sort of private marketplace that's a little bit more casual. You get things at a bigger discount, and that is in our Discord. So I mean, I recommend it. That's where I get most of my used stuff.
I mean, if you really want to talk about another big discount, there's an AYANEO 2 with like 2 terabytes of storage. That's $350 in the RH, like Owl, or in the Toy Barn.
It's just crazy because
it's a free for all for x86 devices right now.
Yeah, you could do some serious gaming on these things. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So
also, Shem is asking the real questions. Do you think the Best Buy Kun is coming with that wooden box still?
Oh, that's a good question.
That'd be sweet, man.
Hey, can you?
Stubbs, you need to order it.
I could just see Stubbs going to Best Buy returning this, and the employee's like, "What is this thing you're returning?"
I know they're gonna be like, "What in the world?" No, I'm definitely interested in both of those devices, and it's honestly it'd be worth the video. It'd be worth the video. Like, hey, what are these AYANEO devices you can pick up at Best Buy, and how good are they?
And apparently, there's more to come. They said this is just the start of it.
Yeah, I haven't tried either of those personally, and so I'd be interested to honestly take a look at those. But that's cool and all, and that's if you're interested, they're also in our description, or just go to Best Buy and look for open box deals. We might see those soon.
Yeah. I'm waiting for someone to buy the Kun and then return it so I can get it for open box.
Buy it.
Yeah,
which would be freaking sweet.
I'm here for the deals.
Me as well, and I'm here for the dills. That's another place to get some good things. rh-go.link/dills. Every week, new deals.
Isn't AliExpress having their weekly sale?
They're having their sale. They're having the big one, Labor Day. Happy Labor Day, everybody!
If you need the Labor Day is Labor Day. If you need the sales, there's like Greg Talk. Like there's a bunch of coupon.
I'm sure
codes
someone
out there.
over at AliExpress has like a US calendar. They just mark off all the US holidays of when they should do sales and whatnot.
Get your pickles out because we're gonna have some dills.
That's stern but fair.
Yeah, so I hope that the Kun does still come with that box. That'd be sweet.
I love that box.
Nice box. But that's not the only box. There's also EmuDeck is making a box. It's called the Machines, and while there was 2 SKUs to begin with, I believe I heard rumor that one of them has already been dropped. So EmuDeck, the dev, Dragoon Doris, now is releasing something called the EM2, right? And the EM1 has been dropped, the N97. So he's focusing on just the
DIY option now instead of the EM1, like a build your own kind of thing.
And people who haven't seen this before, you're wondering what this is. This is a mini PC that's disguised to look as a Dreamcast. So you get that Dreamcast nostalgia, and it looks honestly great in the renders. And I really like the idea with the 4 controller ports and all that. And this is going to just be one SKU and then the DIY option, like Rob was saying. The pricing is a little bit tough, and that's what people took issue with on it. While it is really cool, it is near almost $700, right?
Yeah, I think a lot of the issue for some people is just that it's essentially a mini ITX box. Yeah, but I mean, like on one hand, it's not necessarily targeted for someone who can just go out and buy a mini ITX box and configure it themselves and all that.
You'll save money. And so, but you're getting, what you're getting here is the software experience is the main thing, right? You're getting Bazzite on here and you're getting EmuDeck built in, I would suppose optimized. And when I talked to the dev about this, I'm like, hey, is this going to be like the easiest thing ever for people to set up? Is that why people are paying a premium on this? And he said, yes, that is why. It's going to basically hold your hand through the experience and do everything for you. And you just plug it in, you use it, you feed it your games, you feed it your BIOS, you're off to the races. And so it's an interesting prospect, and I would love to take a look at one of these. He's already got 22,000 in donations here on Indiegogo with 32 backers. He wants to make $69,000 for that goal, and he's going to start production on it. So this is a cool idea. And Gamma, I'd love to hear your thoughts too on this.
I think it's a really interesting concept, especially for newcomers. But certainly, you're paying for that premium. From my point of view, I mean, for me, I don't think I'm the target market for this one.
Yeah.
But certainly, if I think about, my brother-in-law who's 18 and might want to start playing classic games or retro games, who wouldn't know where to start, and just wants a plug-and-play solution, it seems like a great option. But again, does it make sense to get this over a Steam Deck? I don't know. To me, I think it's a good option to have, and I think more options are always helpful.
Yeah, I think that too, it's going to be good if you have kids. If you want a family console or something like that, and you're good with emulation, you can teach your kids how to use something. This is a great option. Pair it with one of those Kinhank like 12 terabyte hard drives. Zoo can tell you all about that. I mean, this thing might be unstoppable. And what's the chipset we're seeing on the high end SKU, Rob? It's
8600.
8600G.
Yeah, there it is.
Overclocked to 3.1 gigahertz with that Radeon 7060M. 4 front USB ports, power and reset switch, 1 back USB-C port, 2.5 gig Ethernet, 4K HDMI out. So,
I definitely love the Dreamcast inspired case. I think that's pretty cool.
Oh yeah, that's my favorite part about it.
I like it too. Yeah, and the UI is very nice. So it's meaning it's at Bazzite. It's going to look like SteamOS basically, and you're going to launch your EmuDeck from there and play all your retro games, and you can play your Steam games too. So it's going to be paired with a GameSir Nova Lite controller, which is one of my favorite GameSir controllers, to be honest.
Yeah.
It's going to come bundled.
The thing that gets me curious though is, since he replaced the lower end SKU with the EM2 DIY kit, I have to know like what the compatibility is with it, because
what is that DIY kit?
So it's just the wait, what is that?
Isn't it just it's the case, right?
Oh,
It's
it does
it's
have
just
the
the
power
case and
supply.
Okay, power supply in the case. So you're going to
so-
bring your own motherboard and everything?
So I was curious. Yeah, you bring your own motherboard, like the rest of the
any
computer.
ITX, I guess.
The reason I bring that up is because I have this mini ITX computer right with me,
Yeah.
and it has the power supply built in because it's so small. So I was like,
Ooh, little in-win.
That is a small case.
That is a
So,
nice little small
the
case.
power supply is all the way, it's down here actually. And so it's like, if they didn't include a power supply with the DIY kit, you would have to worry about, what size specifically do I have to get for this?
Right.
But for the price, honestly, including the power supply, that really isn't a bad price for a case. Anyone that's in the like DIY mini ITX like market knows that mini ITX cases in general are super expensive.
The whole ITX segment. It's just a little bit costlier because of the size of the components.
So it's within range of normal. Then
Yeah.
For the DIY kit, and then for the high spec SKU, you're basically paying a little bit of a premium for some of the convenience, and you're getting an EmuDeck sponsored hardware basically here, which I assume they got to offer warranty on and support. Knowing the dev, I know he's been great on supporting the EmuDeck software project, and so we'll see how he does going into the hardware.
It is interesting to see that the team has pivoted to hardware. That's you know, because I mean, hardware development is tricky, you know, and
It's-
supporting that as well. I mean, like that's
It's interesting.
yeah, I'm actually pretty surprised by that. So it'll
Well-
be interesting how it all turns out for them.
And we'll see. And shipping times there, he's saying, hey, we're going to ship it in December. So that's we'll see if they meet that timeline. But not too bad. But he's not the only guy, who's making his own project. We have Mr. Taki Udon, fellow YouTuber here, who is doing a project. It's a clone of the FPGA Mister.
He's got a couple projects going on actually, so it's kind of
Right, he has the board project, and then it's going to be a handheld version of this soon, right, with an OLED screen. It has a base kit, a RAM bundle, and then a mega pack starting at $95 all the way up to $156 here. And Taki mailed out review units now, and he did a nice walkthrough, a guide on how to use the device today on his YouTube. And I actually, just before our stream, there was another live stream that was unboxing the first in the wild version of the Mr. Pi. Here with the R2 up on the I like that logo too. And I was surprised, I've never really seen FPGA in action beyond the Analog Pocket. And I thought the live stream, the guy was showing it, just the sort of the raw performance of it. He was getting N64 going. He got Saturn, PS1. And I mean, it was, of course, pixel perfect, and the options looked easy to access. There is some do-it-yourself here, though. Unfortunately, you're going to have to put it all together.
Yeah, it's not too bad.
Yeah, you're not going to be soldering or anything, right? So you're just going to be plugging some stuff in.
Yeah, it's basically like a stack. It's like a sandwich. It's mostly simple.
And so this is really more of a desktop option, but I did see Taki in his video. He paired it with a Picto wireless screen, basically, and put it into the GameSir G8 Plus, and then was able to stream it to that, and it looked beautiful. And so I've seen Taki, talking about this on Twitter over time, and now it's really become real and a reality, and people can back this and purchase it anytime now. There was a little bit of a delay, but hopefully we should be seeing that this week. And I'm not sure when that's going to be, but hopefully this week. I don't know. What's everyone's thoughts on this?
I mean, I think it's awesome to have a lower cost option for the whole Mr. FPGA project. I think this is great, because I built one a couple of years back. Yeah,
for like $400, right?
Yeah, probably $400 to $500 after I did like the case and the RAM upgrade and all that stuff. So I think it's awesome. I mean, look, it's great to have more people be able to enjoy what this brings to the table in terms of retro gaming. So I'm all for it. It's great.
Yeah, I liked the UI of it too. It was very like almost Commodore 64 style. Very simple.
It's very simple
to navigate the menus, but you still get save states. I saw. You're still going to get some of those comforts of emulation still, but you're not getting emulation. It's the actual experience, right? You're getting just that perfect low latency original hardware experience on this. So saving $300 off the regular name brand Mister. Okay. That's pretty cool. And so we're interested to see more about this. And I'm sure people will find interesting ways to turn this into a handheld beyond what Taki's even thinking. I'm sure we're going to see some community mods and things like that.
Honestly, I can't wait to see what people do with it.
Me too. And I wonder when people are going to actually receive these. Is my next question.
I know that there were some delays getting delivery to the EU, some certification stuff going on. So I think he's having maybe a little bit of a challenge here. Maybe it's overcome by now. But I'd be interested to see, I think there was also mention of a OLED, 11-inch OLED screen.
I think there's a handheld version, right, that has upcoming. Yeah, he was talking about that.
Oh, yeah, so there's the Switch OLED LCD. Oh, sorry, screen. I wasn't sure if there was anything to do with the FPGA stuff, though, if there was an OLED model.
Oh, okay, I'm mixing up. Okay, so he's talking about doing a project with a Switch Lite, making an OLED screen separate, not doing an OLED
I think
screen.
but he does have an FPGA handheld.
OLED?
Right,
I thought
so too.
Isn't there an FPGA?
He's got a bunch of
handheld?
stuff that he's been working on. Yeah.
All right, let's look at the Twitter here. I don't want to get our get our facts wrong here. Obviously.
Yeah.
No, I think it's cool that he's pivoted to doing this kind of stuff. I mean, why not, right? Because he's in China, so he can have
he
those
gets direct
relationships
access to those
exactly
factories, and he can maybe check is the chip at 3326 or not.
Oh no!
He's like, oh, I got this Mr. FPGA. Nope, 3326. No.
Oh no!
Foiled again. No, that's the benefit of being over there is he can do some of those quality checks in person. Oh man, though, I'd love to see a Switch Lite with an OLED screen. Don't get me started.
I mean, that would just kind of make the Switch Lite like the best version, honestly. If you don't need docking.
And Retro Breeze mentioned in chat here, he is making a mystery handheld with an OLED screen. So I imagine producer Sony, if we can scroll the timeline a little bit, maybe he has a little more information about that.
Yeah, does he have a website maybe with a roadmap on it?
So there is well, he basically is sharing news via Twitter here, but kind of dripping news out. But he does have a store page up by the company he's working with to create these Mr. devices, and it's in our description. Right. It's called R2 Retro
Remake.
Retro Remake. That's right. And if we, Sony, if we hop into
his website is live though for it, right? He just can't.
Yeah, let's take a look at the website.
Yeah, everything is currently just like sold out.
What's the URL, Ben? You said it's retro.
Retroremake.co.
Retroremake.co.
Oh, it even has.
There we go.
Wait. I love that we're seeing more and more handhelds with OLED displays. That's awesome.
Hold on.
Wait a minute. That's not right.
Hold on.
I saw it earlier. I know it's up. I know it's up.
1 second.
Hey, I mean, you could buy the domain if you want.
Get your own Mr. Pi ban.
No.
Make your own one.
Ban pivots into hardware now.
Into hardware, yeah. Hard pivot.
Not yet.
Okay, here we go. So yeah, retroremake.co, and here we have the Mr. Pies, and they're not sold out. They're just not available yet. So everyone remember that. These websites always say
it's not
sold
like
out.
Like an Ambernick situation where it hasn't gone up for sale yet, but it shows sold out.
Yeah, I should have phrased that better. Yeah, everything's listed as sold out.
You know, some of these YouTubers pivot into making products sometimes. I know one guy, he makes, and one guy makes these giant nubs. And these are two different projects, but I mean, I should do an instructional video on how.
Ben has bigger nubs, though.
He does, yeah.
Unless my hands are like really small by comparison.
Yeah, I hear there's a new Band's Hands video coming out.
You know, I don't know about that. I don't know about that one.
Yeah, it's going to show off one of those new things.
What?
So.
What terrible handle did you find to unbox?
Stay tuned on our channel.
Actually, you got it first.
Now, am I going to have to pull the van over?
Okay, I know which one it is now.
Can we pull over? We passed the Sonic.
Gamma, can you control these guys? Like, I can't. So I don't know if you can do anything about them. It's a problem, but
yeah, I'll just underclock all their devices when they put GammaOS on it. Enjoy your
GammaOS would be cool on that mystery handheld that Band's unboxing.
15 FPS.
Yeah, the one Band's unboxing, I've never heard of it before, and I've never seen it, so I'm excited for that video.
I just call it the Skibbity.
I hate that.
Skibbity? The Bibbly?
It's Skibbity.
Well, I'm glad to hear that more YouTubers are getting into the hardware game and making some products instead of, like we could review products till the end of time, but actually going through the process to see what it takes to develop something from start to finish, I think can be so rewarding, even if you're just making plastic nubs. But it's just, it's fun. So more to come. And no, Andrew, we're very excited to show this comment. I bought us the day to
No, actually, I think Rob needs to read this one since that's his fault.
Yeah, Rob, what does that say?
Skibbity dee sididity. Oh,
brain is
Andrew.
floating.
I always look forward to Andrew's comments in the chat. It's just so good. There you go. Matt's got it right. Matt's got it right. It's got that real Sigma Ohio Riz going.
Oh
Please
no,
stop.
I don't know what all these words mean. I don't understand
You
what's
should have
happening.
screen capped that cheat sheet I shared last time.
Oh, you're right. Oh, we talked about this. That's
Yeah,
right. I was too
yeah,
busy. I was too busy running duos.
See, that's because
and
your
gooning.
youngins are a little too young. They haven't started speaking in skibbity and
No,
Ohio
my
Riz
daughter
and
today was
whatever.
talking about. She's like, "Can I watch the Skibbity Toilet?" I'm like, "I know what that is." No, that is some Gary's Mod 2007 silliness. Like, come on, we already did this. We invented the Skibbity Toilet years ago. Come on. Stubbs video. I invented the Skibbity.
All I
Skibbity
hear,
Doo.
and usually I'm at my desk, and all I hear in the background is "What the Sigma" over and over and over. That's all I hear is "What the Sigma." What the Sigma?
Sigma is one of the best bosses in Mega Man history. So I get it.
If only that's what Gen Alpha meant by that.
You guys
hell
are
is
giving
going
me
on?
like PTSD from work.
I'm sorry, Ban.
I'm gonna have to go back to that tomorrow. Like,
I'm really, really sorry. I don't know what is going on in the world. All I can pray is that everybody, gets a little bit of retro emulation in their life and chills out with everything that's going on.
please.
Okay, well, let's talk about. Hey, Rob, I heard you got some like cool stuff to show us today
I
that
do,
you're gonna
actually.
do. You have an overhead segment of unboxing,
We have
chit chatterings.
this one, the S9
What?
from Abxylute, which is actually really becoming a nice solid option in terms of just telescopic controllers. I mean,
Oh, Rob.
this guy can fit up to a Y700, so you're looking at an 8.8-inch tablet, which is nice. I do wish we can go bigger. I'm crazy. I want to pair it with my OnePlus Pad 2, but I can't do that, so that's unfortunate.
Can you stretch it for your Snapdragon Elite laptop?
No, unfortunately can't. I haven't taken it apart yet, so I want to see what's going on under the hood to see maybe we can mod it to be able to expand further. But it does support the iPad Mini 6, the iPlay 50, iPlay 60 works with that, Y700. So it does go a little bit wider than some of the typical telescopic options out there, which is nice. It's USB-C. And it has a Bluetooth option, and it doesn't have a battery built into it, but the Bluetooth option is interesting because
it's powered by the device then?
Yeah, so it's actually kind of interesting because it uses the Bluetooth to spoof the game into thinking that it has like an Xbox controller paired to it.
No way.
So you can play like Call of Duty Modern Warfare, Call of Duty Mobile, yeah.
Yeah.
Too many Call of Duties.
Just right out the gate. Oh, this might be one of the first ones you can do that
they
with.
actually dropped an update like literally the night before the Kickstarter went live, and I actually updated my hardware here, and it's really nice. Like they have like the options for USB Type-C. They have like 4 different options. It's Switch, X input, PlayStation 4, and then just like a standard one. And then you can go into Bluetooth mode for each of those options, and you can spoof it to look like an Xbox controller. And yeah, I mean, I hopped into Call of Duty Mobile, and it just said connected.
Clicky buttons or mushy?
So the buttons are membrane. These are membrane based.
Nice.
So they're
I'm a fan.
Yep. Let's see if we can try to get you the nice angle there.
You got that floating D-pad.
So the D-pad is another little neat trick. So this one is actually an attachment. I added this on there.
No way.
So every one of these controllers will come with different D-pads that you can swap out. So that is part of their standard kit. And so the faceplate here will actually just pop right off.
Do you like it better than the G8 Plus?
So
real question.
I'm leaning towards I like the G8 Plus more just because of the ability to extend. I have to say though, early on from what I'm seeing software wise, I really like what Abxylute is doing. I do like the whole ability to have Bluetooth there. I think that's really awesome. It's just really like a cool thing to see that I can actually have both USB-C and have the hardwired ability, but also be able to then play games like Call of Duty Mobile or even Genshin Impact. They have their own gamepad mapping software as well. So you kind of get the best of both worlds when it comes to that side of it. My only real negative is that I just have bigger devices I like to use it on. So,
and I know Derek on our YouTube channel,
he has a video on it that's really good. Clef has a good video on it. So there's a lot of great videos out there, like for much more in-depth look at it. But yeah, I mean, so here's the faceplate is off, and you can see now I have that D-pad that's been exposed.
Nice. Okay.
And so this is just one of the attachments.
I like that purple accent on the joystick too.
Oh yeah, this is really nice too. And that's kind of like Absolute's
fun.
kind of thing that they've been doing a lot lately.
Oh, here's Derek's video as well.
Yeah, Derek's video is fantastic, and
he
again,
paired
I
it with
think they bring a lot of good stuff to the table with this. You know,
he paired it with the Y700 in his. I know he was a fan, but he didn't love how the D-pad was set up.
The D-pad is kind of stiff for me. I think they are addressing it. I think they've heard the feedback.
Okay.
And that's just one thing in general that even when I worked with Abxylute for their first handheld, they were very receptive. They were going back, they were tweaking. These are prototypes that we have. They're closer to being final, but this is still a prototype unit. And so they are going back to adjust things. And it'll be interesting to see if they make those adjustments to the hardware. But
yeah,
I mean, I really like what they're doing. They're obviously trying to listen to feedback. I remember when I got the unit at first, the software was kind of like all over the place. I was having issues switching between Bluetooth, and this latest update has corrected a lot of those issues that I had with it. So it shows that they are at least taking feedback and moving forward with it and improving on the software experience, which is, I mean, it's the best we can hope for, you know.
That's fantastic. And this is their second product in, you know, their previous handheld was that cloud streaming device. I am starting to pay attention a bit more to Abxylute, and this is one I'd like to try out soon. I really didn't even think twice about it until I'm starting to see it in action now. It's like, hey, this might be a contender for my use case. I'd like to see love to see how it does with the Surface Duo. I know that it's not going to be perfect for it's going to be sort of not centered on the device, right?
No. So if you have a Surface Duo 1, it'll be still the same issue just because of where the Type-C port is. And so, you know, it'll be like kind of offset down like that, which I'm not crazy about. I know you don't mind it, Stubbs. So
I don't mind.
Maybe it will be your new favorite controller.
I mean, maybe. I don't mind a little bit of that aesthetic. Not being right, as long as it feels right and the weight's okay. Okay, well, thanks for sharing. Thanks for sharing about that. The other thing you had was what was it? 8-bit Dough.
Yep. So we got these 8-bit Doughs, the Pro 2, which is not a new controller, but
now they have Hall sticks, right?
So they've just updated them. You can see on the box it says it has Hall sticks on there now. So a great controller, just another option from 8-bit Dough that now has Hall sticks in it. And they've been doing this, I noticed, with all of their controllers.
All of Hall sticks now, right? And I have the purple version of that. That blue looks really nice, though.
This blue is really nice. I haven't even actually opened it up. But I mean,
let's take it. Let's open it real quick. Sure. And I know that we're running up against a little time. But we are going to stay late, everybody, today, so we can talk to Gamma about the roadmap. But we got excited today. So hang around. We're going to talk all about GammaOS. No need to dissipate yet. Hope everyone's having a good Labor Day, and hopefully they have today off work, and you can end your weekend with us. Yeah, and there was a $50 early bird price on that Abxylute S9. It is going to be $100 at retail, and so still now you can get it for, I think, $60.
So there's
60 for 1
week. For 1 more week. So now's the time. Ooh, okay. Ooh, Rob unboxing.
Ooh, it's blue.
Look at that blue, transparent.
Oh yeah.
I put the sticker over the face buttons.
I love when they do that. Yeah, that blue it's just awesome.
Yeah, I don't know about yours, but on mine, I love the kind of the gritty texture, the matte grit.
Grit.
Yeah.
Plastic. It's really nice. Yeah. I actually had the Pro 2 before the Hall stick version. It just said purple, and it's just a great controller. It's always been a very solid controller. It works good stuff, honestly.
They work great for if you like that PS1 PlayStation style layouts, and they always come with those caps, those little joystick caps.
Oh man, look at this menu. And then your USB cable. So yeah, that's pretty much what's in the box. But yeah, this color is just beautiful. I really love it.
Well, we got to call it out and say thanks to once again AKNES, the reseller of 8-bit Dough Retro Flag Ghoulie Kit stuff, for sending these over. AKNES, you've probably seen us do giveaways with them a number of times now, but we should be doing more of those soon. We'll be talking about that. But these are just very solid controllers overall, and we haven't really had complaints about them. My only real complaint on this particular one is I'm starting to get used to that Xbox layout a bit more, and so having the stick below isn't always the most comfortable for me. But I mean, that is what it is. You do get those M1 and M2s on the back, and just a solid overall controller for multi-purpose for your Switch, for your PC, Android. So take a look if you are interested, and thanks for sharing, Rob. But let's talk about what we're here to talk about, which is Mr. GammaOS. So, sir, you have a roadmap. You posted to Twitter a few days ago, right? Where you said basically like, this is my backlog of devices that I'm playing with and that I would like GammaOS to be on. I know you're not promising every one of these will get Gamma, right? It's sort of as what's realistic.
Well, yeah, I mean, like, everybody's always asking for, hey, will you bring Gamma to this device? And Aish is asking me right now for RP5. Can you bring it to that? I'm like, I'm a one-man army.
You're a one-man, yeah.
But realistically, at this point, what I'm doing is I'm kind of standardizing the base firmware for the Android 13 build. And so there's two builds for the Android 13. One will be targeted towards lower-end devices like these, RK556s. Yeah, and they don't even need to have touch screens. They work absolutely fine without it. I've added mouse emulation support as well. But yeah, they perform just fine. And I'm running different launchers like ESDE and Digishow on them. It runs absolutely no problem. So I think it's a good option for people who want maybe something apart from Linux. So there's ESDE running on this one here. This is interesting.
30.
Yeah, exactly. So that's absolutely fine.
Yeah.
Hot red. Boom. And yeah, so obviously there's challenges with some of these things. So the memory is always a challenge. Android's quite memory hungry, but for Gamma Core, as I call it, which is the lower power for the lower power devices, I've done some really good optimization there to lower the RAM usage. So on Idle it'll be about 300 to 400 megabytes.
So that's interesting. And so how are you handling? So there's no touch screen on the RGB30 with Android, and how are you handling that? Because you're going to have to navigate the device. Do you have to have a virtual mouse you enable?
Well, there is an option for a virtual mouse available on this. However, because I'm using a Android TV as the base, Android TV is designed to be used with a remote control, right? Yeah. And so you get all the benefits of that, where you don't actually need to worry about typing text, etc., or navigating menus.
Okay.
It's not needed.
Right.
So yeah, it's really, really cool stuff in that regard. So I've already bought that to a bunch of devices, and I will be doing a beta release
RG503,
which will I've got the 503 here. I've got 353, different 353s, ARC as well. I've also fixed some bugs from the original Android build. So for example, the ARC, if you plugged in the HDMI, the screen was rotated. It's very weird.
I know that I tend to buy devices as I see custom firmware devs take on devices on their work. Those are the ones I look for to purchase because I really am excited to try them out. I have all the MINUI devices because I can share one save file between all my devices. For yours, I bet we're going to see an increase now in people picking up these 3566. So if you have 3566 devices like that Max 3 right there from PowKiddy, you're eating good because you're about to get some treats on here and some Android options. You're going to unlock new levels of performance, right? For some
performance and battery, which is the most
battery
common
efficiency.
complaint I get. So, for example, the RGB30s, I know that there's been ongoing issues with battery drain while sleeping or devices off. We don't have that problem on here. On this, I've been battery testing. We get about 3 to 4 days of idle time now on these. Before, I used to run out basically within a day or so.
That's amazing. You're the battery hero.
You
don't deserve.
Well, battery is really important to me. As if you noticed, I love to add low power, power saving modes to these devices. For me, my lifestyle is I need to pick up wherever I can. I've got a kid, I've got a busy lifestyle. Job is very demanding as well. and a lot of people depending on me. So
And your
for me,
your day job is developing GammaOS, right?
well, yeah, I can try and quit my day job and hope for the best. My wife won't appreciate that, but we'll see.
That Kofi, everybody.
Yeah. And so Michael Benny, yeah, RK35661 gig of RAM, exactly like these devices. Fun fact: this one here has been modded to have 8 gigabytes of RAM by our very own E1000. So we've got RK366 with 8 gig of RAM on this.
What?
And you're at the point where it's diminishing returns. So it's your CPU limited basically at this point, which is really, really interesting to have. But hey, let's talk about the other devices. And this is the one I keep getting asked about was, hey, what's happening with the RG556, the Cube? And then there's also the AYANEO devices, etc. So yeah, we've got GammaOS running on this. Oh, what's happened to this? The screen is very reflective at the moment. It's still a work in progress, but I'm adding more features, including a potential overclock option for some of these devices. So we're looking at potentially GPU memory and CPU overclock, but nothing promised yet until I try to delve into it a little bit further. Luckily for me, Amber and Nick have sent over multiple versions of these devices for me to brick in case anything goes wrong.
For that 8 gig, people were wondering, is there a functional improvement adding that much RAM?
Well, you can multitask a lot better. Things don't die in the background as quickly, and
there you go.
Ports definitely benefit from it as well. So if you're running a lot of ports, even on the Linux side, it definitely does help. But I think beyond 2 gigabytes, you're at diminishing returns. I don't think there's much else that you could do with it. Maybe some Switch emulation if you really want to set your handheld on fire. You could do it.
Are you feeling?
Maybe I'll make a video and hope for the best.
You still have so much energy and you're excited about all this stuff. You experience burnout in this hobby?
Well, I have to be careful. Initially, I did, right? So. And, that was a much more limited amount of handhelds I was dealing with. What I've learned to do is pace myself and set realistic expectations. Hey, guys, this is going to take weeks, months. As a single solo dev developing Android firmwares, it's difficult. And each device has its very own unique quirks. Oh, God knows about the X28, which I'm also working on at the moment. If you follow my Twitter, you'll notice the SAGA I've been having with the joysticks here. I have fixed them, so they are no longer snapping, but the drivers on these are insane. They're not documented anywhere on the web, so it's crazy. But
So
why I am...
The X20 was I think the worst performing out of all the T618 devices, which was just like, what's PowKiddy doing over there with their
you might have the most room to sort of get impressive results on that one. Then that might be a fun one to develop for, right?
So for that one, there's a lot of challenges there, which is why I never bought GammaOS in the first place. But particularly the sticks were a really big challenge. But there's a lot of hardware quirks that PowKiddy have done to this device. So, for example, they're not using DDR4. I think they're using DDR3. And so the firmware, though, that Unisoc provide, there's a base firmware, board support package, we call it. Assumes you're using DDR4. So when you try and clock to the levels that Ambernic have on their devices, you get an immediate crash, and your device is screaming at you. The X20 starts screaming at you. So the first time I did that, I crapped my pants. That was fun. But there may be room for overclock on the memory side, and we might be able to get something out of it. We can squeeze some more performance out of it.
I know there's some that would love to see something happen to the X18s, which is just
a
loved handheld for some people.
I still want one.
I would kill.
I know
that.
Jay loves that thing.
Well, we got Seraph Lineage OS build in there at least.
Oh yeah, I've seen that. Is the X18 the one that's the fingerprint magnet?
Used to be
the clamshell one. The clamshell one.
Yeah, we have like the V4 now of that handheld.
Still can't get it quite.
There's a core element. There's a core group of people who really love that one. It physically attacked me on 2 occasions, so I'm over it.
Plastic on that one. I've never seen a device attract so many fingerprints before. It's impressive, actually.
Not on the later versions, but yeah, it was nuts. Would you say
pretty disgusting?
Gamma, for the cube and the 556, then I know you have a fix in place for the cardinal snapping, right? That's something you already kind of have figured out.
Okay. Yep.
That is so exciting. That's the most exciting part of that, beyond the battery life and all that.
Oh yeah. Well, the thing is, I've noticed is even though we have Hall sticks on the 556 and the cube, I'll be honest, the quality of the sticks could still use some improvement, but the cardinal snapping is more or less gone. If you replace the sticks with new ones, with Ghoulie Kit ones, for example, you have zero snapping whatsoever. It's completely eliminated. So I think for the good stream on this, actually, he compared all the analog sticks. And if interestingly enough, there's cardinal snapping on most devices, but not to the degree that Ambernick had it, and certainly not PowKiddy.
Zoo keeps talking about the sticks, the cardinal snapping being a benefit if you're playing N64. He's like, it's just like the old controller. I'm like, yeah, I guess so.
He's not wrong.
He's not wrong.
He's not wrong.
It's like oh, maybe we're all just being jerks. I don't know, but
oh well.
I've noticed that some people don't care so much about the issue, and then others are like, no, I can't.
Really like this is you have such a wide range of kind of opinions there on what people feel.
Yeah,
that's solid so far. I know you had on your Twitter too. Yeah, Sony. I don't know if you can pull it up. We had like the roadmap. You had a screenshot of your Discord, basically. You're saying, hey, here's what I'm working on, and it's a really nice overview. I think it was from the last day or so.
Yeah, let me see. I might have a link. But certainly, I've broken down the devices that I'm focusing on, not in any particular order.
Okay, I was going to ask, like, are these in order so we'd kind of know when to expect? Someone else was asking, when's my Pocket S and my Pocket Air getting support?
Well, hey, like, I may actually open up a poll to ask people what they want me to focus on, right? But I'm going to expect a lot of disappointment from a lot of people who would want me to work on the specific device. I do think that the biggest challenge for me is kind of streamlining the base firmwares. If I get that done, then it should be easy enough to port GammaOS to other devices, but even with the unique hardware quirks. So that's what I'm working on at the moment, because I'm having to rebuild GammaOS for Android 13. But I've added some more additional features on the Android 13 version. So there'll be ability to calibrate your sticks better as well, so you have a nice interface to, if you have a stick that's different from another device, you have 2 556s with slightly different quality of sticks, you should be able to calibrate them to the same level. Overclocking options. Also, Android OS is quite restricted when it comes to permissions and storage. So I'm looking to unlock those. I've already done that to a degree, so it makes, simplifies setting up emulation, emulators, and permissions for syncing, all these kind of things. Let's make life a lot simpler. And I think Android itself has a lot of potential. It just, as a gaming OS, it just needs a lot of tweaks and a lot of unlocking. So that's what I'm hoping to do. I've open sourced everything, so everybody can pick at it. What I am planning to do is on Patreon, I'll post the beta builds on there for people who do support me on Patreon. And that's mentioned I think I've got that pinned on my Twitter at the moment. But the actual releases will be available to the public. So any support would be much appreciated.
Would be good.
Yeah.
Well, another question, Michael Benny, question for the Gamma Squeeze. What did you think of the Shinty Macaulay Cup final with King Gausi and Oban PhD?
I have no idea. What is that?
I feel like he's trying to get something out of you.
I don't know, Michael Benny.
I think he wants you to read this. Maybe it sounds funny in your accent or something.
All right, well, let me see. What do you think of the Shinty Macaulay Cup final with King Gausi and Oban? I can't even pronounce that last one.
Me either. Come on, CHD.
I have no idea what that is.
Compression format.
Convert to CHD.
No. What's Michael Benny up to? Someone Google this to see if this is real.
Well, apparently it is. I'm Googling it at the moment. Let me see.
And Michael Benny, he's very sneaky.
Yeah.
He worries me greatly.
If we look too deeply into this, it's probably going to lead us to some horrible PNAS situation again.
Oh no, not again.
Shinty, Scottish sport of shinty. Right, no, I'm not familiar with that, I'm afraid. Sorry, Michael.
Good question, Michael Benny. Used and scared.
Challenging question.
3PS Gamma Squeeze. What is your first
Oh,
handheld?
so good.
What's your first handheld ever?
This one right here. So I got this.
The
and
LED
the first
special.
thing- yeah. I shouldn't be
Nope.
doing that. I ported
Is that a
Sonic Mania to
K36?
No, that's the
the
the,
353.
Oh, it looked like a
353V.
K36. I thought he was sniffing the badonks on that thing.
Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh, no. Actually, the first thing I did is load this up with ArcOS, and then Sonic Mania wasn't available as a port at that point, so I ported it
Yeah.
myself and made it available in Portmaster. And then things spiraled out of control, and now I have all these handhelds from developing the firmware for. So, hey, it's a gateway drug, ladies and gents and children. Be careful.
That was a
with your
great one.
handhelds.
The 353V was an awesome device, so I can't really fault you there. And that's cool that was your first one too. I was expecting to hear like Game Boy or you know.
Oh, well,
your-
Yeah. So the Game Boy, absolutely. Yeah, when I was younger, I used to play. It's not Mario versus Donkey Kong, but it was just called Donkey Kong back then.
Right.
What a great game! I love that. And
Yeah.
then obviously Pokemon. Yeah, sorry, I thought you guys went the retro handhelds.
No,
That's-
that all. Hey, it all counts. That totally counts. And how about speaking of this? What's your current go-to device that you're playing the most right now this week?
Oh, this week, this one.
The Z1
Nice.
or the A1 Unicorn? Yep,
I was just
And
putting
it's a
mine in the
beautiful.
case.
got that purple variant. You guys see that
Yeah.
there was 10 of these went on sale. The purples, they sold 10 a few days
I
ago.
They
saw
went
that,
so
yeah.
quick.
But they went so fast, I couldn't even get a tweet out about it.
It's crazy.
I'm
This
still
color-
bummed that they're not offering it like, as a color option. I know there was issues with the shell and whatnot, but I'm like, it's so I think the shell looked fine to me. Yeah, I mean, like
the shell's
I think they're-
absolutely fine from what I could tell. Solid.
they're
Feels great in
perfectionists,
the
so
hand.
they want like they were just not happy with it, so they just it's kind of crazy.
Yeah, I think I think there's a lot of potential if they keep selling these, but let's see. They might drip feed it and see if they sell out more quickly. Who knows?
Dead Fred wants to know, is the saying true? If it's not Scottish, it's crap.
No, I can't say I'm familiar with that one.
I never heard it either. Like, I guess. It's good. Thanks, Dead Fred. Andrew, actual question. What phone do you use? Have you used foldables?
Yeah, got a Samsung Z Fold 4 right here.
Ooh.
Yeah. I was actually gaming on this a little bit with the screen open before I kind of jumped into more heavier handhelds, more powerful handhelds I've got here. But yeah, this is my daily driver. I use it for everything: media, business, just communication. And half the time, or 90% of the time, if I'm on WhatsApp, it's on this thing.
Oh, Andrew's
That's why
super happy.
WhatsApp and
He's
Discord,
very
sorry.
happy now. He's a big foldable guy. I love foldables too. I haven't tried the 4, but the 5 was one I really liked. Mont Dog, Stubbs, Rob, and Ban. Oh, that's not for. Okay, well, that's for all of us. Any word when the Pocket DMG review units will be in the wild? I'm on the fence. Crowdfunding. We don't know. AYANEO has been a little bit coy lately. We don't even know if we're getting a micro for review. At first, it was like
I know
it was
I
like,
will
yes.
definitely not be getting any review units. I backed one myself, so I mean,
Well, and you can ask them,
Yeah.
Rob. You can ask them, hey, can you send mine early? They
they're
did
like,
that.
who?
Well, no, they did that. They're doing that for us, for people on our team
Yeah.
who backed these devices. They are
Yeah,
sending them early for review.
That's cool. That's cool.
But
I'll have to
I
check
have
for them.
yet. I do not have one on the way yet for review that I know of for the micro or the DMG or the Evo, and so hopefully, fingers crossed. But we've already seen reviews for the micro, and so I'm guessing the DMG is only a few weeks away. Is my honest guess for that. I'm not sure though. So
Here,
we'll see.
I'll just go email like AYANEO and myself.
Yeah,
and
just-
ask.
Just be like the rest of yeah.
Please send review.
Everybody
review unit
email
when.
AYANEO review unit now.
Don't actually, please.
Ace is upset you're not actually DJ Khaled. But again, not proven one way or the other yet.
You haven't seen him in the same room.
You have not seen them in the
True.
same room.
True.
The
Yeah.
house looks like DJ Khaled's house, as far as I know.
This is not on
So
TV. Who's on TV? Some guy building a PC. Never mind.
see? DJ Khaled's a nerd like us. It's cool.
DJ Khaled
Okay,
builds
so
PCs
now we have the actual the roadmap up here. No particular order. You're saying the 556 is next, and the Cube is next. The 405V next update. 505. Ooh, next that 505. Man, you did a banger job in that 505. Oh my god,
he saved that device.
oh my god, the battery life like 22 hours or something crazy. How? I remember looking at that. Like, what kind of wizardry did you sacrifice a goat? How did you do that? I don't know.
Oh, well, basically, I just took everything and dialed it right down, and then cut out all, any background services that were running, right? I'm saving every single CPU cycle I can possibly can to prevent any wasted energy, which is great. So when I talk about next here, so the next version of GammaOS is called GammaOS Next.
Okay.
So sorry for the confusion. It's in my earlier tweets. And the core is for the RK35/6s, the H700s, etc. So
nice.
those as well.
So those are the lower performance builds that are tweaked for those lower budget devices. Okay.
Exactly. And so when I say next update, I mean I'll backport the GammaOS Android 13 version to these ones.
I'm just going to rattle this list off for those who are listening at home who aren't watching the screen here. If we go back to the top, starting with in no particular order, you're saying the 556, the Cube, the 405V and M, the 505, the 353V and M and P, the ARC S and D, 50328XX, 35XX Plus, 40XX H and V, and the Plus 35XX Plus and H. Sorry, PowKiddy. We have the X28, RGB30, RGB20SX, RGB10 Max 3, AYANEO. We have the Pocket S, the Pocket Air. And also, you're looking at the KTR1 for the next update, ZPG Unicorn, TSP, MagicX.
Trim UI Smart Pro.
I love how MagicX says LOL unknown. and there's probably some you said you missed. And so X28, all that good stuff. Solid list though. Oh my god, man. This is going to keep you busy.
Devices.
Keep you busy.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Crazy that most of those have come out in the past year. That's what's
yeah,
year and a half, I'd say. That's nuts.
The X55. Well, that's not true. There's a great dev, no time for date.
No time to date.
Yeah,
awesome lineage dev. Oh, love that guy.
He's worked on this before for the lineage stuff. So
that's right.
One of the great guys I've been working with as well in the past. So definitely shout out to him.
See.
My biggest issue with the X55 were those shoulder buttons.
Hey,
on a taiko drum right there.
I was telling Skippy Coyote in the chat here. I just picked one up for like $30 or something from
that's cheap. That's cheap.
Tea Time Gaming. I actually have a mug he made for me.
Did you see they have a green colorway now? Or
a green colorway. I love that. I picked
the
the blue one because I've only ever had the pre-production model, and everyone's saying Russ is
cursed.
saying
it was cursed.
They're like, Russ is saying, no, get a retail unit. It's really good. I'm like, I don't think so. And now I'm like a year later, I'm like, okay, for $30, I will go and see if it's any good. I will see. And if I'm wrong, I will happily make a video and say so.
Yeah. I've been hearing a lot about the E6 Plus. People have been gaming on it like with
Ben loves that.
Emulation, right?
That's his favorite.
Oh wait, that's not it.
Oh, that's another.
There it is. Sorry.
There it is. The E6 Plus.
Yeah.
Yes. So that has a dual boot Android and Linux option. Actually, Mikey Sachs, a newcomer on our YouTube channel, made an excellent video about this thing as well. He discovered that it's not very good, but it has the germination of an idea there with that dual boot, and I think it's cool. So you get, what is that thing on the right again? Stay tuned for Ban's video on that thing on the right.
This is the CB408. It's also an RK3566.
Can that get can that get a gamma diskibity?
The funny
OS.
It's actually I didn't realize it until someone else said it, which was after I opened it. It's a metal handheld.
Yes.
And the Wi-Fi, like the Wi-Fi pass-through is actually in one of
it's
the little
behind the rubber pad. Yeah.
It's this one. So
it's pretty
you,
sneaky. It's actually pretty clever. So this way you have a decent signal through it.
so it's like there's a lot of clever things, but the fact is it's Android, and mine at least the touchscreen does not work.
Yeah, I have the superior
I see
unit.
it on the
Mine
core.
works great.
So I'm like something like
So could we
Core
see-
would be great.
Could we see the gamma on that skibbity?
If you send me the firmware that's currently on there,
I will say one thing. The Android, at least since my touchscreen works, the Android build on there is much better than the E6 Plus Android build.
Nice.
Like in terms of just jankiness, it's like there's not much jankiness on that the CB408. So
Yeah, this
I was kind of surprised by that. But
I had
it's-
to use a mouse to like
And
exit the front end.
I guess Dead Fred has an early look at the skibbity as well. For anyone who's interested, skibbity.
Yeah, but-
I was kind of surprised by it. I mean, I paid like 65-ish, and I was like, wow, this is a metal handheld. It's actually finished pretty decently. You know, I have a feeling once more people find out about it, I think this one could be another community favorite over the E6 Plus.
Fred's touchscreen also doesn't work.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm like, there you go.
no.
This is like.
Oh no, his
multiple draw
skibbity.
here.
Skibbity. And people are saying, where's that $30 X55? No. I bought that in a private sale, on our
So,
Discord,
yeah,
in the cheap marketplace, private marketplace in our
I-
Discord.
I will
Join
remind
our Patreon.
I will remind Rob at the very least to see if one of us can remember to send you the firmware on our systems.
Yes, I will need that to be able to use it, as I understand it. Ooh, look at that skibbity.
Yeah,
Hmm.
two red. No one
I
has
love
yet
the red.
to see the blue. I've yet to see
I
the
actually
blue.
like the
sexy.
red. I like the red quite a bit. Yeah.
You guys are really selling me on this. I don't want to watch Band's unboxing
I
video.
was pleasantly
got-
surprised. I mean,
It's all ribbed.
look, I'm not expecting miracles here. It was $65 and it's got an RK 3566. But,
Is it your favorite 3566? That's what the good people want to know.
you know, I said it in the chat there. I said it's better than the E6 Plus, so that's at least a win there.
That's all I needed to hear.
I mean, the D-pad
Let's
is
go.
much better.
Wait, where do you
The
buy
face
that
buttons are
from?
better.
AliExpress.
AliExpress. Can someone shoot me
We'll
the link
find
to-
a. I'll send you the link because Rob and I bought ours from the same store.
Do we have a? We might already have a link for it. Actually, I don't know. I'll look in our account. But yeah, I'm gonna go check one of these things out. How much do those go for?
They were like $80, but we both got ours on sale for like 65.
Yeah, that's what I paid for mine.
And it's called the CB Skibbity.
The CB408.
I don't understand the numbers and the models and the names and just
It's a
wasn't it at first like the RG something, and then now they actually gave it an official model number.
I
Oh.
mean in the RH Discord it was unnamed handheld
From unknown
from
manufacturer.
unknown manufacturer.
Yeah.
Somebody help me locate this thing.
It's kind of hard to find. I bought it from some place
I
called
challenged someone to find where in the world
Video
this thing-
Game Supermarket or something,
All
like
right,
grocery
give me-
store. It was really
me a
random AliExpress listing.
Yeah, it was like video game supermarket store.
It's like I was joking. I'm like, it's on the way. I have no idea what's actually going to arrive, but I mean,
All right.
I got a handheld and not a light bulb, so that's a start at least.
Yeah,
That's a good
I'm interested, I'm curious.
Yeah. I'll need
Anyways,
to
Get
add
it,
the one of
Stubbs, get
those.
it in blue
Alright.
because no one has bought the blue one. yet.
Okay, blue. Blue sounds great.
Yeah,
I don't know what color Fred got.
just do it blue yourself.
Apparently, there's a Talk 9 discount code that saves you some money there.
You can use actually I would recommend using Talk 15.
Someone turn off Stubbs and turn it back on. Here, I'll self reset.
No, but yeah, use the 15 discount code. Oh, these are $70 right now. And if you use the code Talk 15, you get 15 off.
Say
Oh,
what?
wow. So
Dang.
are we looking at it even cheaper than what we paid?
Yeah, so if you get the 15 off,
Oh,
it's
okay.
$55.
Say
wow.
who?
That's what I'm saying. I'm thinking like just seeing the kind of community that's built around the
Oh,
E6 Plus.
$60?
I think this one's going to be interesting for a
It
lot
looks-
of.
I mean-
a lot
I mean,
of tinkers,
I'm just
you
gonna
know?
say it. It looks sexy. It looks like a sexy
I was
handle.
impressed by the finishing.
It
I
looks
think
nice.
the finishing on the metal is actually nice.
Yeah, it's
for
actually
a device this
shockingly
price,
nice.
you know.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's
kind
just weird. It's a
stranger,
weird
who sent me
thing,
this
weird device.
link. Okay, I found the link. Apparently, yeah. Okay, I'm gonna make
Yeah.
an RH link, of course, with this.
Okay, so Fred actually has it in blue. I think he has a video on it too, like an early look at it.
It's called the CB408.
So on the listing, they call it a 4.97-inch screen. On the
yeah.
on the box when you get it, it's 4.7 inches.
Yeah. Yep.
Like,
I should have started 3326 in there.
Okay,
Hold
so
on, I
if
gotta
you're
grab the
interested,
package
everybody, here's the link. Use the code TALK9 to save some money on it, but it's called the CB408, and I'm going to add it to the video description as well.
Stubbs, Talk
What's up?
15.
Huh? Oh, there's a better code? TALK15?
Talk 9.
So look at this box. What does this box remind you of? There's another handheld that's very, very popular now that looks very, very similar to this. I'll see if anyone in our chat can guess. It's even has the same quote on the bottom too. The purpose built to spark your imagination.
That looks like a PowKiddy RGB10 Max heart a little bit. What do you
I
What
mean,
are you
it
getting
looks
at?
like
What are you
that,
getting
but this packaging reminds me of another handheld.
Could it be
Yep,
this?
Yep, very similar.
Read the
Has the same exact quote on the bottom.
at? Oh, no way. From TrimUI. Okay. TrimUI
Yeah.
Smart Pro. Interesting.
but yeah.
Oh no!
About those
Max
coupon
says it
codes.
kind of looks like spank your imagination.
Oh no.
Okay, I'm getting the sky
Oh.
blue. I'm getting the sky blue.
Yeah. Talk 9 is $9 off 30. 15 is 15 off 60. And
Oh, that's
20
the one you want to want.
So
20
there's a
is
secret with
20
this
off
handheld.
100.
All right, let me see how much this is going to cost here. Promo
So
code.
you can actually get into Android settings and turn off that awful front end they have on, and then just get into pure stock Android. And
Okay,
then
guys.
start-
No, but seriously, Rob Band, is this actually worth me spending? By the way, it's only $55 now. Is this worth me spending $55 on?
I would say yes.
I mean, you spent
getting blue.
$55 on worse
I'm getting.
things.
I'm getting blue.
You have bought worse things, I promise.
Well, you know what? I think that's fair.
Rob and I have bought worse things.
Well,
It's true. We paid full
Zoo-
price for the
Zoo, I'm making a
R40S.
mistake. I'm making a mistake with the RH card. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, wait. these
Don't
are-
turn off my access, please. Okay.
These are
$50.
both
Poor Zoo.
35.
He's gonna be the one having to review it.
Well, okay. All right. I got it in blue. So
We've bought worse things.
now that I bought it, Gamma, back to you because you're the focus right now. We're all ADHDing out of control
so,
right now.
like-
I'm so sorry, man.
just
Now
wanna
that we've
quickly
gotten
show that
this,
it
now
has-
that we've gotten through this
Exactly.
as a
It's
group
just-
here,
I took off the default.
it has a
launcher.
touch screen. It has a touch screen for Android.
Well, some of them do.
Well, yeah, apparently some of them do. So who knows about that? I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't
but
know
yeah,
about mine. Wait, we
it's
don't know if
very
mine.
clean. I mean, it's actually pretty fast too. It's
You don't
pretty,
know if the
zippy
one I
there.
just ordered
No.
has a touch screen or not.
Who knows? And I think
Who
Ben
knows? What kind of
disassembled-
answer is who knows?
I don't know. I mean, people
Have
say,
knowledge.
"Oh, my touchscreen doesn't work," and I'm like, I
Okay.
don't know what
So-
to tell you.
What I think
Who
happened.
knows?
So here's what I think happened. These all ship the same way, and the battery for the touch screen, or not the battery, the ribbon cable for the touch screen, we think it runs underneath the battery and back up onto the
Oh.
back of
You're
the.
gonna have to open it up when you get it and
Yeah.
maybe mess with it.
So
Okay.
I did a tear down this thing. It's definitely
Okay.
got some nice touches and a little bit of jank in there. So it's like a mixture of both.
even
You know,
re-
again, like keep your expectations in check. This is like
Calm
really
down,
critical.
Calm
Yeah.
down,
even
everybody now.
reinserting
This
the
is
ribbon cable, it didn't fix my touch screen.
720p resolution, IPS display, 4.95
Yeah, the listing is
inch
wrong about the
touch
display
screen.
size. It's a
Okay.
4.7, right?
Well, I'm
Yep.
in for 55 for the blue. Okay, so we can at least see what that's like, and then maybe we can get Gamma going on it one day. Well, but at the very bottom of the list, though, Barry, don't make a fuss over us, dude. Don't make a fuss over us.
Well, if it bids from an SD card, just if somebody can dump the firmware, I'll just need to copy the couple of files, and that's it. It's done.
So you're saying there's a chance?
Okay,
There's a
so
chance.
Retro Spec had a touchscreen, but it wasn't plugged in when he got it. Fred says his touchscreen doesn't work, so it's like
So mine
chances.
didn't work out of the box. I opened it up. There was a ribbon cable unplugged. Unless I severely messed it up trying to put it back in, even putting the ribbon cable back in, mine doesn't work. Anyways,
Yeah,
back
I
to
mean,
Gamma.
like I again, like just like the E6 Plus kind of thing, it's definitely like a tinker's kind of thing. But I think there's more potential with this one than the E6 Plus. I think the hardware itself is just a little bit nicer. So
Same.
you know, and it looks like it's actually cheaper right now than the E6 Plus, which I can't even understand. That's just wild to me.
Economies of scale, eh?
Yeah,
The
that's crazy.
RK3566 is immortal as far as I'm concerned. That thing won't
Just
go
just
away.
like the 3326, which just seemingly never dies.
Oh, jeez.
All right, sorry, Gamma. We just
I
got
love how this kind of
really
pivoted
carried
into,
away.
like, the
We
whole-
really got carried away. So good.
Yeah, so good.
So great roadmap. Is there anything else you wanted to share, with your fans, with your people who use your firmware before we get out of here? Because what is in your heart?
I think it started off as I need to fix the 405M, and it's just snowballed into something bigger than me. I really appreciate everybody's support, and I see a lot of people who talk really highly about GammaOS. So, like, guys, thank you for everything. I'm actually not a dev as a day job. It's not my day job. I actually manage a team of engineers, DevOps engineers, infrastructure engineers. So,
okay,
yeah, I'm actually learning as I go along. I have had some experience doing Android development in the past, but this is all still a learning curve for me in a lot of areas. But yeah, guys, I really appreciate the support. Thank you to every one of you.
You've done amazing things, especially with some of these devices that desperately needed it. So
it's been fun.
Thank you, honestly.
So much fun to follow along to the adventures of all you're discovering each device, and you find these ways to optimize, and it's Thanks for being part of the whole thing.
Hey, no problem. Glad to be here, and you guys are an awesome bunch as well. Glad to be here today.
And Andrew has a great point. Just signed up for that Gamma Patreon. So what is that exact link? Do we know?
I'll get that link for you, but it's
let's get that
basically it's patreon.com/GammaOS.
We'll throw it up on the screen here for everybody. Support your local devs. They're putting in this time, volunteering their time to make these devices better all the time. Best battery life. So good. Gamma Man, it has been awesome hanging out with you, dude. Thanks for joining with us today on this episode, and hope to have you back again soon. I know we're middle of the night for you, and it's probably 4 a.m. right now, but
Time for bed.
Time for bed for you. So we're gonna let you get out of here. We've gone over 2.5 hours today. My God,
It's been fun, guys.
Yeah, it's been
very
a while.
fun. And Sony, can we pull up that Patreon, sir? It's in the chat there. I'm just gonna throw this up. Everybody hop on there, take a look at that Patreon, and consider just doing a donation. We're at $99 a month right now, and let's see if we can get Gamma just make this to a very solid side income for him to support his efforts and time. He is the one and only DJ Khaled developer in the world.
Another one.
You got the Gamma supporter at $5 a month, the Gamma Insider at $10 a month, and the Gamma Innovator at $20 a month. And you get a whole bunch of perks here. So just take a look at that and consider that. So, dude, thank you. We're going with that. We're going to close out the show. And I want to say, everyone out there, thank you so much for watching, hanging out with us. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and share this with your friends to stay in the know for your favorite retro handhelds. Special thanks to our channel members, patrons, and subs for supporting us as well. Perks with RH start for $3 a month, although you can get as low as $1 a month to just support us. Hop in our Discord to chat and play games, get some sweet swag, and enjoy some of those games of the month. And join us next week. We are going to be joined by our good buddy Shem from Retro Breeze again.
Yes.
We're gonna have a Shemisode. A Shemisode it is.
Everyone bring your RGB10 Max Pro
Yes.
3s. Hard.
Yes. Bring all of your RGB goodness, and we're gonna hang out with Shem. And let us know too in the comments. Oh, Oh, and I have winners for my Stubbs nubs. I was going to give a bunch of these away last time. I'm going to be posting about this week. So I'm going to have some winners selected, and I'll contact you and be mailing these out. Maybe even we'll do a couple of the giant ones soon, giveaway items. So that'll be cool. Gamma, I got to send you some nubs, man. You got to get the nub life. You got to get that nub life going.
Get them to me.
You need them.
I think you might need to test a few just for funsies. With that, everybody, this has been Stubbs on behalf of Gamma, Rob the Retro Tech Dad, and Ban.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Thank you
Take
so
care.
much for watching.
Take care of them handhelds and each other. Goodbye.